disappointment. Now the vice president often tell me, since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? Zero. Every appointment in Nima County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it.
Now you need to see us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Baka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Baka. The rest are ungrateful. The right, they use you and dumb you. But President Baka, if all of them were taking the President Baka and behaving the President Baka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them. I'm not.
Of our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberia National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately.
Inform that the violence or any student because of the action, it will be the day the entire Brothers administration will cut down. We will massively violate the students in this country and will shut down the Brothers administration. The day that happens, we have the capability to do so. And if they think this is the renovation project is a joke, let them try it. The fall of the Brothers administration begins with this. If they think they will tumble on any student in this country or at the university like Boy and Water with impunity, while our children saving opponents and logic in the Western world, while we are subjected to agile power and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say. In
the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say it out loud?
It's going down. First floor. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Boga can lie, the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They don't put all hustle, they put hustle, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Boakai presents him as a poor man from Lofa and asserts that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. Vice President Boakai is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
There's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Pewee is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in the war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
The young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the major stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaica, the major went to, I forget that Jamaica, the majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun, they can reach yourself. Kun, man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Labro. When I remember, when
2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in a town for children to play and people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital Rosemont, B Road, all kinds of the place. I think the reason Joseph Baga will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody but himself. Everybody, Joe, we join, we kill Joe, he killed Joseph Boaga. Boaga still living. Joe, when I go, no, you leave better. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Boaga president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Yeah. Well, Boaga, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, Yoli Costa, you come. And Costa was in a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me? Okay. The time you were calling me for me to carry the Boaga, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what you're talking about.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today, we all wear the jersey of Liberia. And the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
When you elect on 85 irresponsible men, what happened to the country? We elect on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Closing Argument Show. Tonight, we will not have Mr. Jerome Gayman on as regular, but I have Dr. Heron Peabody, who is here tonight. So good evening, Liberia, good evening, Monrovia, whatever you are watching us live from. If you are following us from the diaspora, we would like to say welcome to another edition of the Closing Argument Show, the programs that is here for the Liberian people. And my name is Myean Torgbean. I'm here with Dr. Heron Peabody. We are also here on Truth 96.1. We are live on GB FM Care Radio, and we are also streaming live on the Closing Argument platform, both Facebook and YouTube. So for those of you following us, our listeners, our viewers, thanks for making this show always part of you at the evening hour. So let me welcome Dr. Heron Peabody. Or Dr. Are you there?
Yes, good to see you, Myean. It's good to see you. Happy Monday. Happy New Week. We are excited to be back. Mr. Gayman is not here today, so I'm going to be trying to hold it down. Myean is here as well. Sylvester will be joining us soon, and Chief Tomalin George. We also should be screaming on Freedom FM today. We should be screaming Freedom FM as well today. They should be screaming us. So, guys, we're trying to make this happen. We're trying to go as far as we can go. You know, the closing argument always here, always independent, bringing you independent news and independent report about what's happening in Liberia. So we are not here for conspiracy theory, but we're here to bring you the fact and let you know what's happening. So on behalf of the entire team, I'd like to welcome you to the closing argument, and Myean will just lead us into what we going on. But it's been a great week. I've had a good week. I have the opportunity to watch the Ghana Black Star play with Croatia on Saturday. It was a very interesting match. Activities were great. I mean, it was raining. It was packed. It was just fun. I mean, it was everything in it. It was just one of the best time. You know, one in a life experience to go to the World Cup and watch the game live, and it was great. I had a very good sitting capacity, very good location where I was sitting, so it was fun. It was fun.
And I was watching you from the World Cup. You were going live on closing argument. At a certain point in time, you had to go off and come on, go off and come on. So I was like, that Peabody is trying to bring Liberian people the live courage from the World Cup, but somehow they're disturbing because of the rain. So
yeah, mine was raining, and I had to put my glasses on my head like this because it couldn't. The rain was pouring. The rain was pouring on my phone. And I didn't have my tripod with me. I wanted to set it there and bring it, but it was just, I'm like, no, I don't think I can do this. I mean, I was trying to do it, take a first half of the game, but the rain, it was pouring. Then finally the rain stopped, you know, and stuff like that. But it was very interesting. A lot of the Ghanaians show up, Africans from all walks of life were there to celebrate the Ghanaians, the Americans, and you name it. People from all national were celebrating the Ghanaians that day. You know, the Croatians were many. There were many Croatians there, in the thousands. You know, but I mean, I'm telling you, Africa were really represented. So,
yeah, because many Liberians were all following, and then at a certain point in time, Africa, Ghana is making Africa proud. We've been following the entire World Cup. Ghana is really making Africa proud. Even though we have other African countries, but most especially we that are in West Africa, Ghana is really making us proud. You know, many Liberians were watching, but we'd like to say thanks to the Ghana the Star Boys. They are doing their best, and we hope that they continue to reach to the final because Morocco already qualified for the semi-final. So wait to see Ghana and other things that will qualify to the next stage.
Yes, you know, African teams are doing well this year. A lot of African teams have qualified. A lot of teams have gone to the next stage of the competition. I mean, Ghana will be playing in Kansas. South Africa is out. And I don't know about, I think Congo is out, right? Congo is out.
Congo is out.
Congo's out. Yeah, but it's been really interesting. The games, just watching it, even staying at home and watching it on TV. Been really interesting. But there's nothing like going there on the field live and seeing the action. I mean, not on the football. It's a lot you seeing there. People having all kind of celebration. The two countries, their people, their fans, the music, the dancing, the drinking, the eating, and everything was just fun. One of the life experience, but it was really packed. And you know, this is my first time going to a World Cup game, so I'm grateful.
So right now we have for now the game that is playing now is between Germany and Portugal, where Portugal is in the half of Germany. The game is around the 45 minutes left the game on. So tomorrow Morocco will be playing North Netherlands, and then they will be playing that game. So there are a lot of games. Even tomorrow at 5 o'clock, Norway will be playing against Africa Coast. So the boys from the Ivorians, they are trying to catch up to see how best they can make their country proud. And in Group C, we have Morocco is also there trying to see how best they can make it up. But there are a lot of teams that are playing up. So we hope then, hope and wish them all the best in this World Cup 2026, FIFA World Cup 2026. And we hope that in the next years to come, Liberia will be able to qualify for the World Cup for whatever year it may be. We hope that Liberia will be there, that we'll be discussing Liberia years from now. But that's good. That's good. But there are a lot of things training on Liberia currently over the weekend that would like to throw light on them. Most of our talking points. For those of you who follow the page, we uploaded our flyers, uploaded our talking points. So for those of you guys, among many of the stories that we've been following, we just like to drill through the headlines, through the talking points. Then you can be able to be abreast to what are some of the discussions we will be discussing tonight. And also, while we are discussing them, we'd like to play some of the clips. So many of you guys are market women, are pimping boys, motorcyclists who never had the opportunities to follow live coverage, to listen to every key words of those who made their statements at various areas, various events, so you can have the opportunity to listen to them, the key ones that make news, that make the headlines, so you can be able to listen to them and grab whatever you think that can be able to ring bell in your ear to make the airways in Liberia. So we'd like to give them the top stories or the top headlines. So former President George Weah declares the CDC ready for 2029 election and call for opposition unities. That's the former President George Weah. He spoke via WhatsApp in Grangeda County from the United States of America. He spoke via WhatsApp. So at the same time, that same program, we also saw the keynote speaker of that event, the CDC the 22nd anniversary program. We saw the Alternative National Congress, ANC, political leader, Mr. Elzana Cummins, made a statement. He served as the keynote speaker, where he called for renewed unity between opposition folks, renew his appeal for a united opposition front against the Bouaka administration. That was from the political leader of the Alternative National Congress, Mr. Zana Benedict Cummins. And we also saw that's the senator of Bapulu County, Senator Amara Conan. He was invited at that event on Saturday, but due to other busy schedule, he sent someone there to proceed in for him. So with that statement, alongside on Bena Yue also sent someone there to proceed for him. He sent out his willingness to work with the CDC. Many of you guys who may be aware, Mr. or Senator Amara Conan, who supported the Unity Party, who many of you guys who can remember were the one who had a war room for the Unity Party. He's now declaring his willingness to support the CDC. What is happening within the Unity Party? Many of you guys would like to hear from you. Today is Monday, but there are a lot of training news, so we just gave you the update, briefly tell you about what make news in Liberia. So at that same event, we saw Representative Musa Hassan Berete. Also, others will say the statement that Representative Musa Hassan Berete made were a little bit contrary to what others said. which many Liberians are now applauding him for that statement made at an event on Saturday, where he urges opposition members, opposition leaders, opposition parties to unite ahead of the next election, where he made a statement that if you want to remove this government from in power, who are those that will replace them to do the better things for Liberian people? Who are those that you will put there to say, yes, we are removing this government from in power, we are removing the Unity Party government from in power? Who are those that we think we can place there to represent, to better represent Liberian people? We cannot fight against this government to remove them, and then we cannot find the proper people to place there to replace them. If you remove a senator from his county, who are you going to replace there with him that can do better than what he did? That's the question. If you remove this lawmaker from his district, if you remove this president from the executive mansion, who the opposition leader you entrust to represent the Liberian people at the executive mansion? That was a statement from Honorable Musa Hassan Belete, where many Liberians applaud him for that. He called on opposition leaders, called on opposition parties in Liberia to unite ahead of 2029, to come up with one goal, one agenda to bring forth the Liberian people, to tell the Liberian people that this is what we want you guys to vote us, and this is what, if you remove this Unity Party government, if you remove President Bouaga from the chair and replace whosoever there to represent her, this is what we're going to do. Because if you don't do that, the opposition folks will come together to remove the ruling party. If you remove the ruling party, and then you put the opposition, the people who are in opposition, if you put them there without any plans, without any agenda, if they get in power, there where the confusion will start to come, there where the splits and whatever you think about will start to come about. And he's calling opposition folks should not go about that, because it's time that when you are in the opposition, you try to find solutions to these things. But let's go to the next talking point. Senator Thomas Yaya Nimen accuses the Liberia National Police of political bids, wherein he made a statement that if the Unity Party government wants to lead the Liberian people, they should lead for everyone. They should not lead for Unity Party partisans. They should not lead for UPIs, but rather they should lead for every Liberian, because he made a statement at the CDC event on Saturday that at that event there were no police officers, there were no state security to protect the people. At that event, everyone were not secure. According to his statement, I'm quoting him, everyone were not secure, just in case of anything that were going to spark up at that event. No state security, no one there to help the people. It was going to be somehow tough. So he considered Liberia National Police to be a UPIX, to be a Unity Party partisans that are running the Liberia National Police. Because if anything happens in Grange, there's no need of you quoting the Justice Minister, quoting whosoever. Allow the people to have that program, send security, send whosoever that you think can be able to help them to make that program successful. Which he called on the Liberian government, he called on President Bouaga to see how best he can lead the Liberian people in general, not certain group of people, not certain part of Liberia, but to lead everyone in general. So also on Saturday, just imagine on Saturday, while the program was going on, we also saw in Bon County, where the vice president served as keynote speaker at the Cottonwood University graduation program, where he made a lot of statements that he pledges the Joseph Yuma Boaka and Jeremiah Kun commitment to see how best they can support the Cottonwood University and see how best they can add budget to be able to assist the university. Right after that program, after he made a statement, Senator Koga were also there, sat keenly, listened to whatever the vice president said. A sidewalk interview, like we in the media would say, a sidewalk interview was held, and then he briefed the media. Senator Koga engaged the media that the statement that were made by the vice president Jeremiah Kun, he challenged the vice president to provide, or he demanded the vice president to provide greater budget transparency on the statement that were made by the vice president. Where if you say you want to help the Cottonwood University, what's the budget you're going to add up? What's the budget you're going to give to them? Make it clear to the people, make it clear to the university that this is what we're going to give to this university. But you can just tell the Liberian people, you can tell the university that we're going to give you guys money or add up to the budget, that you are not going to do it, or just want to give that speech, or just want to make the people to know that yes, the vice president went there and said this. So at that same time, there were too many posts, too many responses from lawmakers, from citizens, from partisans on the social media. So we come back to the drugs issue. Senator Abraham Darius Dana of Montreal County have been one of the senators posting on his social page, on his social media page, been questioning the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, where this morning he posted demanding an update on this 19.2 million, approximately 19.2 million United States worth of drugs, a cookie investigation that have gone roughly about 2 weeks or 1 week plus since the Attorney General or the Minister of Justice came out and had that press conference stating out probably about 7 persons of interest, and yet they refused to give any information on this 19.2 million drugs. So Senator Dillon posted that it is time that Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency give the Liberian people information, bring out what is happening within this investigation. But we still wait to see. There are too many things happening within the country. There are people there. I would just like to stop there, and then we can take it bit by bit within our top stories we are following.
You know, the fact here, you know, the government have not given us much information on this entire drug saga. They are using, but there are reports that I read today that GLS is actually the one that helped the government to establish this drug, because when they talk about the discrepancy in the weight, when they talk about that, they were able to alert it. I understand this cargo had already passed. You know, it was GLS who alerted the government as to really, I mean, the airline, that there was some irregularities in the weight of it, you know, and that's how they were actually able to get the drug, you know. But the government is trying to hold them. You know, one of the things that I was very disappointed about is when the Minister of Justice gave a press conference the other day and said that one of the guys from GLS, Paul King, was at large, whereby the guy was in Monrovia and he had already arrived in Liberia. He had already told the government that he was in Liberia. The minister said he was at large when these guys were helping them with providing them different information and stuff like that. You know, the government know who actually owned this drug. This drug did not just jump from anywhere. Somebody knew, and somebody was shipping it. You know, so the government need to come up and be clean rather than putting it on cargo handling. You know, like I read something today from inside Liberia. It said the GLS Menzies cargo handling firm operating at Rabat International Airport had confirmed that one of its routine verification process uncovered a discrepancy in a shipment, prompting swift intervention and notification of authorities. That's what it said. The company said the shipment was immediately halted after the irregularity was detected, in line with a standard operation procedure designed to ensure safety and compliance. According to the company, the issue was identified during the routine weight verification process, a key step carried out after cargo has already passed through security. Okay, this thing had already gone through security. So it's not that somebody saw it in the security and detected it. This thing had already gone out. If the GLS had not seen the weight, they have not seen the discrepancy in the weight, it would have been gone, you know. So so they said official emphasized that staff acted promptly and professionally, preventing the shipment from moving forward while alerting relevant authority to take over the matter. While acknowledging the seriousness of the situation, the company declined to provide specific details, citing the ongoing nature of the investigation. So what we're seeing here is the DA, they have not come forth, you know, but Paul and Peter are helping the government to discourage it. And let's see who really brought this. They are open for investigation. They want to come. The government is willing to talk to them and do what the government needs to do. So, I mean, this drug issue, the government needs to come clean, not rather just put it on somebody. Let the government come out and talk about the drug issue, not rather to sit down somewhere and do it. So they need to come clean, not just to put it on GLS. GLS have done their part. They said they identified the weight, and they even have email that was sent to SM Brussels alerting them about this discrepancy in the weight. So the thing is, the government got something they're hiding, and they need to come up and say it. That's what I believe. The government have some information. They know what's happening. They need to be very clean and very clear about this, rather than just pushing it on a cargo company. The cargo company did what it did. You bring something to me to ship, we will ship it. I'm not there. When it goes, it's all to pass through the people to do that and stuff like that. So that's what happened. So
yes. So that add up to what you just said. Many Liberians are now concerned. What Liberians needs to know is what you have already said, and many Liberians are now saying. So this U.S. approximately U.S. 19.2 million drugs. First, the figure that was given at the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency the other day when we went there, it was different figure. So after they calculated, they had to give this U.S. 19.2 million drugs. So reporters, many Liberians were now concerned that why you say that the poster you put out is different from the figure that you are giving out. So you guys need to see our best and calculate it well. So at that point in time, it was how they took the paper down and then went in that closet and then calculated well and came out with this figure. So from June 8th up to present, today is the 29th of June. From June 8th up to present, authorities within Liberia, right now the case is within the entire drone security. Up to present, after they reported at the Rabat International Airport, the security did a scanning and they detected that this cargo was prepared and then it was sent for international flight. So Senator Koga now, who made a statement that if you say that Liberia is now is being used for importing, for exporting, and then why is it that you criticize the Weah administration, that the Weah administration was using Liberia as a transit point? So is it not the same thing, or this are we not on another level, or are we not upgrade to another level? Because this drug issue, we saw there are a lot of permanent citizens within this country, like we say Garguah and other citizens who were just caught with drugs, and then they were shamed, they were named all around here. We saw photo of them, they posted them, they put camera on them, they did everything to them. Why is it that this US 19.2 million United States dollars drugs that we cannot see anyone, that we cannot see any arrests, we cannot see anyone that they identify them? Why is it happening? Because the compressed package were 198 plates of cookie. So many Liberians are not concerned, because the kilogram is still 237.6 kilograms of drugs. So the street value is what they came out to the 19.2. So many Liberians are not concerned. This is a high profile case, like all Liberians will say, or drugs case, because there's going drugs, they bring like 1.5 million drugs. So why is it that what are they still waiting for to give out the report? Because the Justice Ministry have yet to officially declare anyone of any person of interest, because they only call 7 persons, which were those who were working at the Roberts International Airport, and also the poor king and that of his brother. These were people who were caught. So was there any one permanent citizens who were caught within this? Where you cannot find anyone that leaving for another country who don't know how to bring in this drug into Liberia, to just bring something into our country without having anyone in the system here who knows how to manipulate that system and make things work. So it's not possible that someone just leave for another country and just bring drugs and just see how best get transported to another country. It's not possible. So many Liberians are not concerned. How is it going about? So I'll play this clip from Senator Koga, so Liberians can listen to what he was saying on this drugs matter.
The message here, we all preach our message. Everything will have to be there with your will. Allow you to go. But he is the one who is putting drugs. Drug now, instead of importing now, they've been importing and re-exporting. So it means that they are going to advanced level. They are going to advanced level.
So that's it from Senator Koga. So we have gone to advanced level now. We are not just importing, we are also importing and exporting drugs within our country. Because since the Ministry of the Justice Ministry came out, from their investigation they started, they came out and they identified several persons of interest, including the airport workers, including cargo handlers, security personnel, and also the company. They also found out a few individuals from there. So many Liberians are now concerned as to whether we're going to get the rightful owners of these drugs. Because if we cannot find owner of this particular drugs we are talking about, we are just going to be talking about it. At a certain point in time, we'll no longer hear about these drugs. We'll just hear a few Liberians who were former persons of interest, who were just a security or cargo handler, will just be arrested and then put behind bar for a certain time. And then this entire drugs issue will be let go. But there are a lot of things behind this. So we wait to see the final investigation from the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, the entire Jones Security. We wait to see how they're going to handle this matter. So that people, that's
look, Maya. Before we go to the next topic, let me say this: this drugs issue, the government know who actually shipped this drug. They know who actually did this thing. but they are quiet. LDA cannot come up to say anything to alerting anybody or to tell us exactly what is going on. Hey Robert, good to see you. They've only been able to squeeze this on the King brothers. Oh yeah, that's the shipping company, all of that. But the government started being very dishonest in their presentation, because you're talking about drugs. You're talking about these drugs have been seized, all that, but only for us to find out later that this drug did not. The red flag actually came from the company. The red flag came from the company. They said, hey, there is a discrepancy here. The weight doesn't match. So it'll be very difficult for this thing to go. It can't go because the weight where this thing came from doesn't match. And these are people that have been shipping for years. They've been shipping for the British government. They've been shipping for UNMIL. They've been shipping for other reputable group in Liberia. They were able to detect this thing. The thing had passed the security. It had passed the X-ray. It was going. They said, hey, no, something is wrong here. This thing is very abnormal. The weight is very abnormal. And that's how they were able to catch it. So I think the government is playing games. They need to come up. LDA need to come up. And when they grabbed Buckley Raw the other day, they were very quick to put marijuana all on his shirt and display him out there for everybody to see that. So what is taking them this long to really come out and say, hey, this is our investigation, or just let Liberian people know what's going on? They were all there. They just want to make the shipping company look bad, CLS, CL look bad, so you can say that, hey, it was CL who did this, or CL who did that, or the shipping company. But we all know who did this. We all know who's involved. So the government need to come clean. Robert, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Robert.
Good to see you, my dear brother. Great to see you. Myean, what's going on, man? Good to see you as well.
Thank you. I've been following.
Awesome. But listen, I'm not sure what the topic is, but just based off of what Doc just alluded to, I mean, the government will have to be transparent, and I think that there are intentional scapegoats, and GLS is one of them. It shouldn't take this long. This case has been going on for 3 weeks now. And like you said earlier, and I think this is something that we mentioned from the genesis of this whole ordeal, which is Raw, for instance, a Liberian citizen who isn't shy of saying, I smoke, marijuana, was made a public spectacle, and we saw how his case was handled. Mind you, the marijuana that he was caught for cost less than $2,000. In fact, it was even less than that, probably $1,000. And we saw exactly what they did. We saw how they treated him. We saw the LDA going live in his home, even though they were legally not authorized to do that. And so when you have a $19 million or $19.2 million drug burst that is going on, the question that we must ask, a Liberian must ask, including those who support this government, because listen, we're in a democracy, and in a democracy, not everyone will support the policy of a particular government. And I'm one of those who don't support this, support the policy of this government on the basis of truth telling. This government on the basis of truth telling and change. This government is not new to the country. This government, Unity Party, has been around for a very long time. In fact, they were given 12 years to serve this country. The current president was vice president all of those 12 years. And we saw what happened. And so for them to not, up until this moment, for them to not be able to tell us the names of those behind this whole drugs, I don't give a damn about GLS. You can talk about the questions about, well, how did the drugs ended up at Paul King's house? You can talk about the folks at the airport. You can talk about all of these guys, and even if these guys has something to do with this, they are not the culprits. They are not the main folks behind these drugs. We know this for a fact. We know that Paul King is not behind this. We know that the folks who scan and whatever they are not behind this. All of the folks who have been named as persons of interest, we know they're not behind it. So the question the government must answer is, are you telling us that you don't know the source of these drugs? And you have all of these international partners that are all of these intelligence? Are you telling us you don't know the source of these drugs? So it's clear that there are powerful people in our government that are part of what's happening, and that the government themselves, specifically the executives, they're trying to protect this. They're trying to protect those individuals. And I'll close on this note. When CDC was in power, and the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because we know the narrative. We know the kind of narrative Unity Party created, including the current president. In fact, this current president is on record of insinuating that George Weah brought drugs to Liberia. The drug epidemic that is in Liberia today, that the particular government have not put forth a perfect or any policy, any drug policy, right, to eradicate or even curtail this whole drug epidemic. They said George Weah and CDC brought drug to Liberia. They said that when the $100 million drug burst happened in the country, they said that it was the president was involved. And we all disagree with how CDC handled the situation at the time. If you don't believe us, go to clips from when I was on the George Lobo show. A very dedicated Unity Party partisan who happened to be my brother. They were very adamant about the fact that George Weah brought George to Liberia. And if George Weah left power, it would have solved the whole drugs issue. Well, it's almost 3 years. George Weah is no longer in power. Why are we still dealing with this drug issue? Why? What is the government's plan to eradicate drugs or even curtail drugs in our country? What are the plans? The only plan that I know of is the fact that the president had this whole public whatever about government officials being tested for drugs, even though we don't know the results. He was tested for drugs. We don't know the result of that. But if George Weah is no longer in power, and you're part of your political narrative that George Weah and CDC brought drugs to Liberia, you believe that the fact that these guys are no longer in power, drugs will be gone. Drugs will be gone. So any narrative that the system, the drug system, the drug infested system that CDC left has continued to grow in the country under this administration, an administration that has very strong policy on the fight against drugs will not suffice. So it's very clear that there are people in this administration that are aware of what's happening, and they're protecting people because they do not want to expose them. But do I believe that Peter King and his brother are, are solely responsible for what's happening? Absolutely not. Does the government believe that? Absolutely not. The question is, who are they protecting? Why don't we know names? What names are they withholding? Why? If you are so quick to expose Bucket Raw for less than $1,000 worth of drugs, this is a $19.2 million worth of drugs. And by the way, this is not the first time these guys, consignment, have gone through the airport. There have been multiple consignments to the airport. And in fact, the government have not even released those informations. What is the government hiding? I think it's a question. The government is hiding something, Doc. Sylvester, this government is hiding something.
They
You
are.
cannot tell
They
me
are.
Peter King and his brother are into 90.2 million. They will not be working at GLS. They will not be working there. I can tell you that for a fact. So what is the government hiding? What is the government hiding? And it's been almost 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Why don't they have suspects? Why they only have persons of interest? And I'll close here so Sylvester can come in. When Samuel Jackson lost his wife, in less than 24 hours, police, armed men, what congregated around his house. Immediately, in less than 48 hours, he was pronounced person of interest in a suspicious death of his wife. Almost all of these months now, they've conducted an autopsy. He was charged. Why has the government not released the autopsy report? You know why the government have not released the autopsy report? Because they know now the cause of death. And they know the cause of death will not support the narrative. The reason why I bring this up is to say we cannot be selective in wrongdoing in our country. If we are a serious country of what is wrong, and what is right, we must be consistent in that. This is the problem. If my brother was involved in drugs, I will expose my brother. That doesn't mean I don't love my brother. But my country comes before my brother. If we are patriotic citizens, we must put our country ahead of our friends and our relatives. It's very simple. It's very simple. Obviously, we're not doing that. So we can't elevate crime on one level and diminish it on another level. It doesn't work that way. So the government is hiding something yet. The same way they have not been transparent with us about this whole border with Guinea thing, and this whole thing has died down, and we still don't know the resolution when it comes to the border. The guys at the border, it's the same way they're going to handle this situation. It's the same way they're going to handle the situation. So don't let them fool you. If they were able to go live at Bucket Row House for marijuana worth less than $1,000, why don't we know the names, the real names of those behind the $19.2 million drug burst at the airport? And if George Weah and CDC were solely responsible for the drug epidemic in our country, why do they still exist now, 3 years after they are no longer in power? Why? Why? And why have you not prosecuted any of them for drugs in our country? Why? You have power now. It pisses me off because we got to be honest in our politics. We have not been honest in our politics. We need honesty in our politics. All of this political narrative and these lies, these propagandas based on lies does not do our country no good. We need honesty. When people say that people are responsible for something, they must prove it. They must prove it not just publicly, but they must prove it in court. So that those people must be held liable. They must go to jail. So other people that are involved will be sent a message that we have zero tolerance of what this nonsense happening. Drugs is not good for our people, especially those men as combatants in our country. They have no jobs. They have no rehabilitation. Drugs is killing them. Yet our government have no resolution. They have no plan. They have no plan. They have no national plan to combat this issue. But yet and still, when it comes to the $19.2 million drugs, all of these years, all of these months later, these weeks later, we still don't have suspects. We have persons of interest. What is the government hiding? I think that's a question that the government must answer. And I rest. Sylvester, I think it's your time now. I don't think we have no what is your time?
Yeah, but Peabody said stuck on the phone, man. I know he.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. I'm back. I waited for Robert to end. Yeah. I mean, Robert, just what you said. just what you said. There's something that the government is hiding. I mean, they can expose everybody else, but when it comes to certain things, they're not transparent with it. You know, and Buckler Roy is an example. Other people that have been arrested in Liberia for drugs, they have not. They've been very swift. Oh, LDA busted this. LDA busted the LDA did this. But now there's something about somebody that is hiding in their own closet that they can't bring out. You know, so welcome, Sylvester. I want you to chime into this. You know, chime into this, Sylvester.
Thank you, Dr. Peabody. And it's been a very hectic day, and I hope this whole entire saga. Let me say a wonderful good afternoon to Robert and Myean. It's been a very hectic day, but I do understand this drug thing is not going to go away now. But one thing that is very disturbing to me, and I think we, as people of our country, we have to be robust about it and be very proactive in engaging this issue, is about treating the Paul brothers, I mean the King's brothers, as a villain in this matter. And I think they should be the hero celebrated here. Quite unfortunately, we hear every day. And listen, I don't have to wait to get the raw evidence here to understand that these guys should be celebrated instead of treated as a villain or demonized in the public as though they're part of this system. It is clear. They bust this whole thing out. On the 5th, this thing should have left June on the 5th. On the 5th of June, the Republic of Liberia. They declared, they did a kind of robust email and raised issue about weight discrepancy. If they were part of this, and in criminality, we first and foremost go to intent, the intent and motive, if you will. So what we need to do is to amplify individually, and all the institutions, the newspaper, the radio stations, we know we will have some higher guns. There are higher guns deployed somewhere on the social media trying to pin these guys to be the villain in this matter, rather than they being the hero here, that they expose this $19 million just bust. And what we negating now is we try to change the narrative and put them on the defense and rather protect those that are allegedly probably involved into this matter. There's been a lot of things unfolding. There are a lot of folks on social media also having some kind of discussions. I know about this Marco Brown. Who is Marco Brown? What is the government saying to us about Marco Brown? Who is Emmanuel Pa? What is the government saying to us about Emmanuel Pa? My own intelligence is saying to me that we need to be very robust here. And if care is not taken, it's not only that you're exposing these guys' business, but their life is also something that we ought to take into serious consideration. If they declare, they inform the airline, they don't email, effective communication here, that's what the folks involved with. They didn't email informing the airline, the authority that, hey, there is some discrepancy here. I would never have protected anything I'm part of, knowing it, right? So the issue is not about us as people, and we ought to not rest on this issue until the realistic information. I will hope the government will go. I'm thinking the government is, for my belief, I don't want to come with personal justification now to say the government is hiding this, but we hope the government to come and speak to the people of Liberia. Who is Marco Brown now? Yes, it. Marco Brown has been an employee of the Roberts International Airport in the communication department. He's been consistently involved into drug peddling and other drugs issue, allegedly reported. He was dismissed from the Roberts International Airport for several reasons. And now he's linked to this. Now, there was this pseudo name they gave up calling Rahim Ba. There's no Rahim Ba. The name Rahim Ba is a pseudo name. It does not exist. But there's some connections here that is linking to one Marco Brown. That name is now all on social media. Other social media representations agents are now broadcasting it. One of them I just listened to, he said, Marco Brown, a matter of fact, is his friend. His wife has narrated something. So Marco Brown, Emmanuel Pa, I think if I'm not getting that name right, I'm told also deep from inside the DEA investigation, I got some friends, I'm told that Emmanuel Pa is the one that basically deposited whatsoever amount of money. We need to find Pa. Pa went to the bank. Marco Brown is here. GLS inform, raise serious issue, and all of these things we've been discussing time past. It is GLS that even give most of those reports. When the government even started alarming at the time that they were trying to go and subpoena to the court to subpoena documentation, they had those documentations. How did the government get those documentation? I'm informed also from the same source from the DEA that most of those documentation was given by the very GLS. So GLS have been very cooperative, and they've been the one. And the motive behind their cooperation here is they are a legitimate Liberian international-based business institution. They're doing everything to protect my own beliefs, to protect their own business line. If you are trying to subpoena a documentation that you already have, it raises more concerns to some of us that are sitting behind trying to know what is unfolding behind this drugs in Dr. Peabody. So it is important that the people of Liberia will have to get the requisite information. You cannot keep the citizenry incommunicado. This is tantamount to trying to undermine the very peace and security that you try to provide to the people of Liberia. It is the fiduciary responsibility of the citizenry to be informed, to keep them perpetually incommunicado about happenings relative to this $19 million drug bust is concerning. And the way to go about it is to also inform the public. Now, most of our government officials, some of them, particularly lawmakers, are trying to move to judgment, immature and premature judgments about the GLS. And that is quite unfortunate. This is a reputable and legal concession signed between the GLS and that of the government of the and the airport representing the government of Liberia to provide this cargo kind of services, logistics cargo services to the Roberts International Airport. You cannot remove, and the constitution of our country is clear, one is presumed innocent unless proven otherwise guilty. For DeLong, Senator DeLong, and Senator Sir Joseph to come and even declare that these guys should be suspended, their contract or whatsoever concessions issued the government of Liberia should be suspended. That is not only premature, but it's unfortunate. Meaning the two senators really don't understand the nature of contractual agreement that the government entered into with this company. So it's just unfortunate. And now the fact that these senators are speaking and everyone now will turn the back, and that's the reason of Liberia. The gullibility of the population is such that we shouldn't take lightly. So we ought to now all move to say, okay, yeah, we need to have those caution answers, and we need some level of realistic and genuine report to the Liberian people as to how this whole thing got bust up. That's one of the things we need to do. And I think the DEA will have to be very frank indeed, and also comment that these people did some kind of interventions, and the interventions also helped to bring this matter the way it is today. Now, I don't know the detail personally as to what led to the entire saga coming up, but some of the information we are receiving from insider, particularly from within the DEA, is speaking to certain facts that the government, there are certain elements in the government, not entirely, I want to be the entire government. That's where the president will have to now, because the president designated the National Security Council to expeditiously run into this and come up with some findings. The chair of the National Security is the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Republic. He had a press conference the last time, and I thought I disagree with most of the thought he brought about in the press conference. Now, where we are currently, there's a need for the people of the Republic of Liberia to be informed as to where the investigation is. We should start scapegoating certain individuals that even helped to bust the whole thing out and then come out with the real name. I would be very pleased tomorrow morning, Rabbi, if I were to hear that Marco Brown has been invited by the Liberian National Police to start with. You need to call Marco Brown. Now, Marco Brown is well known by the DA. He's, I think, from what I'm told from inside the DA, he's number 3 wanted or well had a consult individual in Liberia up to current. He's been in prison before, back and forth in prison about this thing. He's been, and that's the information coming up. So if this is the case, and then you got him, there's another name allegedly one bar. We need to know who are these individuals, and the good thing about it, the DA as an institution knows Michael Brown like the way I know Robert Garguah. I know that Robert Garguah is into this how to call it. He's doing well in this hospitality area. If anybody can vouch for Robert, I say, yeah, Robert is good in that. So unfortunately, Robert is doing it from the positive end. But the DA knows that Michael Brown is linked to these things. They know him like that.
Yeah, and specifically the Attorney General. The Attorney General knows Michael Brown very well.
Exactly. So to come and start to put the repetition of a very reputable company and two brothers that have done tremendously well to build their institution. Because listen, it is important for the Minister of Justice to call on, I don't know what they are waiting for, to call on what our own brother is doing around here, because he's giving some half-baked informations. And the knee-jerk approach they are taking, that approach is meant to just push it. Now, the plan being to get the guys out of the contract. I think that's the mission here. They find, and that's one of the reasons they're scapegoating them, certain elements in it's not the entire government that believes, certain individuals in the government. Now you listen to what Senator Dillon said, listen to what Senator Joseph said also. I think they want to remove this contract and this concession agreement from these guys, and they were trying to find kind of a excuse. So I thought when this came out, they said, okay, we can use it. And they immaturely jump into it and make some flimsy and improper recommendation that is nonsensical. No normal human being that should be a normal lawmaker or even make this kind of a suggestion to get someone up that have not been. No, absolutely. No normal lawmaker and smart, educated lawmaker. And that's the difference. There was no smart, educated person would just come out outside the realm of investigation, outside the realm of any further decision coming from a competent court of jurisdiction. And I'm a little disappointed in Senator Dillon because he served before. He's not a lawyer, right? But he served in the office of the Solicitor General, the late Solicitor General of the Republic of the World, T.C. Group. He should understand you are innocent unless proven otherwise guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction. That has not happened. Then you are now a senator or lawmaker. You should take someone that's a violation of the Constitution, their constitutional right. The Constitution is clear. It's clear. So it's not about us sitting every day and moving these things. I think what they should have done was to first and foremost call on the government security apparatus to expedite this investigation and say, hey, these guys help this process. What can we do as government people to protect their business and ensure that those that are behind this are exposed and punished by the law, and allow a Liberian business to continue her operation unabated? An attempt, because all of these things are going to have some level of negativity in terms of their own operation. Is that what we want to see unfold in the country? Quite no. So we need to move along the plans, and the way to do it is to allow the functioning institutions to conduct their independent investigative reportage that is currently ongoing and come out of the facts. No one, there should be no sugar daddy D in this matter, and then trying to harm some group of guys that are putting everything they have in terms of building kind of institutions that is doing well today. So it's not about protecting one individual here, it's about coming up with the facts. And the fact is what we want to see from me personally. I want to see the government of Liberia, through the National Security Council, headed by the Attorney General of the Republic, come out with some report. And then I will be very disappointed were we to climax this week with no level of investigation coming out of these things. There are a lot of reports coming out from social media. Other social media agents are coming out with a lot of revelations. With some of these revelations, we can use, the security apparatus can use some of them as a clue to move through expeditiously with this investigative report. I think it's quite important for the country. And I know a lot of other things unfolding in the country, but this is a very important situation that we as people should take lightly, because the past government were lambasted, were constantly harassed, and were even linked to being part of the group of people or individuals, they said there were some elements of individual in the government that were part of the push manufacturing process in the country, as they referred to it at the time, the past administrations, and they were never lambasted by me, by Robert, or by any other person here. They were lambasted by the same elements, individuals that are currently in charge of the republic. And when these things, the unfortunate $100 million drugs thing came about, those drugs came, the guy went to court, the court has generated the folks, they destroyed the drugs in partnership with international partners. APM Terminal handled this thing. We didn't see a lot of Liberians, newspapers, Liberian social media agents, or what have you, or pay agents moving with the name of APM Terminal the way when the $100 million were busted through the free port of Monrovia. We didn't see this happen. Now, unfortunately, the GLL, the Global Logistics Service, is being lambasted today and seen to be the villain in this matter, wherein they even help to expose this particular issue. So it's about time that we collectively speak out. And speak up to the point that this should not be a 2-week situation that it would die down. No, I don't think some of us are going to let this lie easily. The government, too, Ambassador Boaka will have to do more job to do. On the other end, we're hearing that Fala is attacking the other people, and cool guys attacking the vice president. Women pay former ministers attacking the vice president. There's a lot of this integration unfolding, right? And that will, the political activity will handle that soon. The disintegration is nearing, but outside of that, we need to focus on the main issue. The main issue is this drug situation. It's very important.
Welcome, Mr. Nagbe. Johnny went out. Johnny left. Mr. Nagbe, good to see you. I think you follow the show. Welcome. Happy Monday. Maybe I'm just going to give you the opportunity to chime in here and on the topic that we're talking about. You know.
Thank you, Dr. Peabody, and happy Monday to you all, Robert, Sylvester, Myean. It's good to be with you. I mean, I don't at this point, I really don't think there's anything I have to add to this that will exceed the collective frustration that you all have expressed here. I listened to Robert. Robert's almost in tears, just like any of us here. It's been, like you said, I think, more than 2, coming on to 3 weeks. You know, this story has been percolating to the point where senior government officials now are coming out. I mean, Dillon is on record. You know, a number of the government people themselves have come out to express their frustration over the lack of transparency in the manner in which this is being handled. You know, Robert, I believe, said that we only have people of interest, persons of interest. We still don't have a suspect yet. But you know, the government proxies or surrogates would rather dangle, you know, other shiny objects in front of us so that we will follow those objects and take our eyes off, you know, the meat problem. And that has happened over the past several days very actively. I think that has not really come to much success, you know, but I agree with everyone here. It's just really baffling. You know, I think Myean mentioned the quantity. You know, you're talking about almost 6 bags of rice. You know, this is a humongous, you know, cargo. It's not something somebody can just slip into. So there has to be a paper trail, you know, and I believe they know. You know, I think it was you, Dr. Peabody, who was talking about, you know, this protection and shielding. I think this is where they are, you know, how to manage this thing so that their bodies, you know, are left intact and we forget about it and move on to, you know, the next story. But there are real consequences that I believe could come out of this that could affect all of us. I mean, all of us here, we travel a lot. You know what it means. We've seen other countries that have been treated like pariah. You know, you go through the checkpoints and they pull you aside sometimes you miss your connecting flight because you have to go through extra screening. They got to take you apart, take your luggage, all kinds of stuff. That's just one part of it. Denial of entries into other countries, that's just another part of it, And for what? Just for a few people, to go and live it up, and sit on a calabash and have a good time. This is what this is all about. So I'm joining you all, in expressing my frustration. It's just really frustrating. This president is on record for describing the immediate past government of supervising a narco state, June 2023. Right. Earlier than that, this very president, he's on record for saying that, and now here we are, it is his turn, and he's dragging his feet. It's just really, really, really embarrassing and shameful. But back to you, Dr. Peabody.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman. Welcome, Centennial George. Good to see you. And congratulations on your daughter graduation as well. Thank you. Johnny, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Monday. You've been following the show. I want you to come in and share some light on the topic.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Gayman. I mean, thank you, Peabody and everybody.
But given that today, you'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so used to Gayman. I'm sorry, Robert. Sorry, forgive me, please. Sorry. So, but actually, like everybody is saying, and I really appreciate this platform for keeping the discussion about this drug issue consistently. If nobody cares about Liberia, I think this platform has shown to Liberians and those at home and away and other international friends and partners that this platform is taking this thing serious and going to keep discussing this platform, this issue until there has to be some logical conclusion that will be satisfactory to the population and to the platform. To start to discuss the company that is responsible for cargo handling to be an issue in the legislature, or they're discussing the main issue of the drug as a problem. Or are they telling us that the security have conducted investigation and that this company is held liable for the drug issue? They should tell us if that's the situation. But up to current, to the best of our knowledge or my knowledge, there has been no clear information coming to us that says that this individual, this group, or these groups, or these individuals are responsible, or they are held in detention, they are being charged, or they are undergoing some kind of investigation that will lead to that. But only to hear that people in the legislature, that's what I'm saying. Our legislature is a bad representation of this country, especially when it comes to the drug issue. They should be holding people accountable, people that are responsible for this issue, holding them accountable, to go to them and explain, why are we not hearing results? Why is this happening? But instead, they are jumping into conclusion. They are playing part of the investigation, which is wrong. They should be there using their oversight to call the Committee on Security, call the Minister of Justice, call the LDE to tell us, where are we? We've gone 3 weeks into this matter. But instead, they are discussing the company that is responsible for cargo handling. So are they telling us that they have now received information that these guys are responsible? There's a story in Loma about the straw. The straw that you can drink the palm one through doesn't get drunk. Right? The palm one passes through the straw. But the straw has no problem. But the person who enters, who takes it in, is the person who got the problem. So they are holding the straw responsible now. Instead of the container that had the palm wine in it, or the person who provided the palm wine. The straw has nothing to do with it. All the straw knows is to convey the palm wine from the container to your mouth and you take it in. So the straw is what they are discussing now, instead of discussing where the palm wine came from. And that is wrong for us. And this drug issue, they should realize. I think that's why I think they got discuss the thing with lip service. They don't do the things with actual, deliberate and intentional mind. They discuss the drug issue, they discuss corruption, they discuss crime with lip service, not with serious intent to address it. And I really hope that we have the audience that will listen to this platform and know that those people that they ran in the waterfall in everywhere to make them their representative, their senator, whatever, they are poorly managing the affairs of the state. they are poorly performing their duty. They are. They are. And if I have the time to meet anybody I know in legislature in person with me, I will tell them that you guys are not doing well. In one of my platforms with some of my friends, some of my people from Lofa, I told them, you guys are not doing well. I'm ashamed of you guys are not doing well. And they hold it against me. I said, fine, you can go ahead. Go for everybody in this country. Go for everybody. So not because you are a representative or you are a senator and something going wrong, I can tell you, I will tell you that what is happening, in my view, is not good. You understand? So look, gentlemen, we have to just keep the discussion ongoing, hoping that people in leadership will understand what we're saying. We don't hate them, but we hate the way they manage the country. We don't hate them. We hate the way they handle this matter of the drug. They know now in this country, almost every family, every household in every family has a child or relative or somewhere being tampered with drug in this country. Almost every family. If you interview 10 families, 7 or 8 will tell you, my child is on a drug, or my child was on a drug. I fought hard to retrieve my child from on a drug. So why are we taking this so light? Or are they saying, oh, the cookie went out for Liberia or going somewhere else, so it's not serious? You know, implication it has on you, like what people are just saying. Travel will give you problem. When you show your Liberian passport, they give you different seat. Because drug is an issue internationally. So, I mean, I wish I would have the time to meet with President Buckeye in the shorter feature, in the closest, maybe the next 2, 3, 4 days or hour, to say, look, uncle, people around you are destroying this country in your name. If you're not aware, you need to take serious stand now. That's why I keep saying on this show, the president as chief of security for this country should be on top of this matter. Should be asking people every other day, where are we with that matter? Or is it that other he's not aware what happening? To the extent that they want to make him to go speak out of behind camera, do all the recording and play to us. Since then, nobody has heard anything from the president. Nobody has heard anything from the system. What's going on here? Where are we with this country? What's going on here?
So why they put him behind camera or to stuff?
Yeah, the audio. I mean, they have. He didn't come on live. They did audio recording and just send it to the radio stations.
It was pre-recorded.
You understand?
Pre-recorded.
Yeah, pre-recorded. You know, pre-recorded. How you do that?
But you live our president. We are doing that.
You know, sir. And that's why the other minister of information came with the fake news. He thought he could avert our attention from the drug issue. He said, "Oh, the Lofa border is clear," and all the people in Lofa ran there to the extent that I call info here. People who are stakeholders to me, but we don't even know what's going on. How can they say border open? We're having free trade going on when we who live in 4 years time here, we have no idea. Are they telling us that our brother is so dark that only they can see and everybody living in darkness? Where are the people here? It's so bad. You know, it's so bad. Until everyone in Lofa now again, and they didn't know how much damage they are caused to the government in Lofa to have that kind of news up as government, and then the people who living on the ground realize that different things happening. Up to now, the border is closed. Nobody goes along that border line to do anything. You have to go to Sierra Leone and cross the border, enter through Guinea to go to what they call Kehleboe in Guinea to go do business. To go to Guinea, you can either go to Fonjama, to Masada, you pass all the way around to go to business in Kehleboe. They can't lie to and tell, oh, the border is open and Liberians can trade freely between Guinea and Liberia. How you do that? How you do that kind of broad day line? Broad day, right? So I think they all intend to keep our attention away from the real issue of the drug. The drug issue is important to discuss, and I really appreciate the platform. We should keep talking about it until they can come to the realization that we are asking them to work in the interest of Liberian people to put it into. What makes it so difficult now? Mr. Peabody, when you try to Liberia, how do you clean your baggage? Don't they get tagged you from you are tagged from the USA? Your baggage claim, you go and claim it. Your acting had destination. They got the departure place. They got the destination. So why up to this time they can't tell where the thing came from, who sent it, where was it going?
No, but
they keep talking about the company should be something. Is that why we are reaching out so quick that the company should be dismantled or should be banned? How are they liable? How can it be held liable for the drug issue?
Well, you can see
how can this company be held liable?
Let me.
You can see the padding. That Sylvester said earlier. Sylvester take over. I somebody take over. You can see the padding that Sylvester said earlier. They want somebody to take over. They come in now. They want to dismantle it. So they say they come out with all these stories, and we know these things are not true. Let them name the real person, and they didn't name them. But next week we'll start naming them. So let's take over.
Sylvester, if you don't mind, I'm about to jump on the highway. Can I just chime in one last time before I get off? Because I'm
Rob, where you going? Rob, where you going?
No, I'm going to.
Rob, quickly, before Jeff, 1 second before you continue. I just thought I don't want to slip on this. I just thought to say something Johnny just said. Just the last time I was leaving from Liberia, you know, when I'm trying to bring some dry fish and other things, they were calling my name. Who is Pewee? You got dry fish in your bag.
Exactly.
You got dry fish because they know they want to get something else, and they will do it to they travel from Liberia in the line. Then how come your machine wouldn't detect rubber cocaine? Then you want to ship the bling back on the cargo. Where in the world have you seen cargo company responsible for security at any airport?
Exactly.
Go ahead, Robert. Go ahead.
Sorry, I gotta go. Okay, I'm sorry. I have to pick up my wife. We're going to go watch the Netherlands and the at 9 o'clock. So I have to jump on the highway real quick before the traffic hit me. But you're absolutely right. You know, there is no way. You know, the funny thing about all of this is every time, Johnny, you won't believe this. Every time we have these conversations, every single time I get either a phone call or an inbox message. You know, my Peking, you know, you got to think about your own life. You got to think about your own family. You're coming to Liberia. And, you know, there are things that I will say that I won't say on this show. Because anyone who knows me knows that I do not give a F. I am coming to Liberia. Very, very soon I will be in Liberia. And if you think that because I am not going to mince my words, that you can come and try me. I am very skinny. If you see me in person, I Tomalin Joy, he will tell you. I am very skinny. But if you think that because I'm skinny, that you can come around me and play around, try it.
You know, somebody told me before, they say the B-more men and that they small men, maybe they get B-more.
No, but
they get scared. Hey, good to get B-more in the bro. Because you can scare people away from you.
But even I hear that one. But they're not scared of me to be more. They're not be more business yet. I'm very serious. Because like bro, they're not smart, they're not put a joke with. So I am coming very equipped. Coming equipped.
They say when you try that, you start running.
Don't try me because where I come from, we are very used to self-defense. I understand the tactics of self-defense. And trust me when I tell you, if we must get the American embassy involved, we'll get the American embassy involved. But don't play around. So you're not going to scare us to say, oh, you must think about your family, you must think about your businesses. They play out right now. I'm not doing no business like bro right now. So I don't need you to buy my gas. I don't need you to pay for my security. I don't need cars from you. I don't need nothing from you. So all of y'all can kiss my you know what. I'm not coming to your offices. I'm not coming to your offices. I don't need to meet with you. I don't need that. But the truth must be spoken. The truth is this government is weak. The government is weak. And if you want to know how honest I am, I have brothers in this government. One of a diehard Unity Party is my brother, George Lobo. He's probably one of the only person that will protect me in Liberia. But even here, I can tell you I was getting cross-eyed when I'm in Liberia. Even the George Lobo man, I was getting cross-eyed when I'm in Liberia.
I mean, I'm getting influence, man. I mean, just.
No, but George Lobo, a very powerful man, like bro.
I mean, struggling to survive.
You got that talk.
But George
Lobo, a powerful man, like bro. Don't let it, man. Don't let everyone
I thought Lobo have been person like Pepsi or Colasco like to we are. I thought you bug about realize that.
The man
John Lobo is not a partisan.
Tomalin, have you thought about this, right? Let me divert a little bit. Have you thought, Mr. Number, think about this.
Jolo is a surviving surrogate.
Okay, so Sylvester, okay, the surviving surrogates. Have you thought about this? How come the surviving surrogates, the men who got no job, the men come to America almost 2 months every time? Who buying the man plane ticket? The men living right in Liberia.
Bravo. If I see the man travel with the president on the trip now, I say, yeah. I see that. If you're talking with the president on the trip, president go on, I'll say, hey.
You know how I'm calling the surviving surrogate? Robert.
Oh, man. I saw it with Okolasco. I saw it with Pepsi there.
Do you know why I call him surviving surrogate? Now, in the system, all the systems operating in Africa and Liberia, other thing, if you are there speaking for the government, he's a very good soldier talking for the government. So he eating from all over the place. The other minister getting something, the other minister getting something. When you want to take care of
the man eating more than the poor who are certain minister and the minister.
Exactly. So when you want to take one trip,
so the point I'm making is, Mr. Nagbe, the man is still good. All I'm saying, the man is good. The man got trouble. He got trouble. So Tomalin, the man is still good. Because mind you now, the men are coming to the bureau on the government plane ticket. The man is still good.
Raul, watch it again. Let me
finish. Give me 1 minute. So the point here is, like everyone has said, this government knows the corporate of the drug thing. But listen, you cannot convince that there are people in this government that are not involved in what's happening. Somebody knows somebody. Listen. People can say, well, the drugs were out. The fact that the drugs were not inbound Liberia, they were leaving Liberia more than anything else. That means there is an operation going on involves very powerful people in Liberia that would not be successful without that operation continuing. And you can't say the CDC is part of that. Because the CDC is no longer in power. The CDC is no longer in power. They don't have representative at the airport no more. They don't have representative at the executive mansion no more. They're no longer in power. So the people that are in power, we already know how the country runs. So if you have what's going on and you're going to be very transparent with the people, how come after almost 4 weeks we don't know suspects? We should have suspects. And I will close on this note. This government has been very premature in all of their operations and investigations. Why have they not released the autopsy report of Samuel Jackson's wife? I think this is another topic we should discuss sometime this week, Sylvester. Why have they not released the autopsy report of Samuel Jackson's wife? Why is she still in the freezer? Why?
That would be that is actually concerning. We'll have to discuss that. But
it's very concerning. You know why? Because the cause of death does not support the prosecution and the police charges. Sometimes when it comes to these things, you have to be very careful.
Quickly before you conclude, I will bring the money in. They got a very good excuse for that. The case is still in court, so you cannot release the autopsy report while the case
so the body will be in a freezer until the case is concluded.
Probably the judge is putting a hold on the body being still around till otherwise. That's part of the reason. It's a legal issue. But conclude quick, then we move on. That may be a legal issue.
Is in developed countries, the autopsy report is made public. You know why it's made public? It's made public because the prosecution understands without releasing any other detail, the autopsy report is made public because the court understands that while it is true that there's a legal battle in court, the court of public opinion actually matters. In this very case, the reason why they have not released the autopsy report is because the autopsy report tells a different story about the cause of death. And if you cannot, if the prosecution does not have a cause of death that support that narrative from the genesis, they cannot proceed. It's a weak case in court. So I'm saying this, they did the same thing with Samuel too. They're doing the same thing with Fender Bundle. lose all of these cases because these are emotionally, politically driven cases. And you don't do your due diligence. You don't take your time to do your due diligence and gather the facts before you put forth charges. You don't do that. So listen, this drug battle is on a
You're not coming. Your audio, you're on the freeway now. Just focus and drive safe. Your audio is bad. Yeah, your audio is not good. Yeah, T. George, I think we're closing. We just seek your opinion on this, and we close on this and go to other burning national issues.
I asked Myean for the YouTube link. The Justice Minister, I invited him to watch this show. He asked for the YouTube link. I want to get to him. I want to speak to him directly. And let me say this: since Justice Minister, you're watching this show, I will say this. With all due respect, I think it's about time that you guys be very clear with Liberian people. You guys got the King brothers probably living in fear. It means all over the place. And it's about time that you guys give the guys there a break, because people already start judging them in the court of public opinion, which is wrong. People already finding them guilty already in the court of public opinion. And they're not looking at all sides. The legislature too have drawn to conclusion they should suspend the people's business. They should suspend their contract and everything. And they are leaving the main things out. I think the Justice Minister, you should be able to have a press conference with your police director, your NSA boss, all your security people standing by your side and address the Liberian people and tell them exactly where they started of this case, who are involved. But to use these brothers as almost like a pawn, I think it's wrong. Okay? I mean, you for the fact that the guys have their names are all over the place, everybody running, everybody gets smart or going right. Arrest the guys, arrest them. Arresting them on what? What should you arrest them for? I don't know them, but I'll be following the case. I don't know them. I don't want to know them either. But the fact of the matter is that I think it's unfair to have these guys' name all over the place, the picture all over the place. You guys can get hurt. They can get attacked. Because people will just see them, you don't know what can happen. I mean, it could be somebody else tomorrow. But everybody, they arrest the king brothers. I mean, it's saying now with people, they have no reason to arrest them, but you should arrest them. Okay? And the authorities, those involved in the case, they sort of come and tell Liberian people to start off the case and what's happening. So I think the guys are being used as scapegoats. I think it's unfair to them. And I think it's about time that the guys be free. They're not even free, I believe. Also, the guys are not free. They can't even go nowhere because their name over the place, the picture over the place. But yet and still, you got people who are saying, we all know evidence, we all know reason. They say, oh yeah, arrest them. Arrest them for what? And say what? Charge them for what? Okay? So you guys, I'm sure the government know exactly about this case. They know where they start off this case. In this great country, but now you have daily briefings. Every day they will brief us about the status of our case. What are America for? If they have a big case today, the Boston case, they will come and give a briefing. The next day again, they give a briefing to us until they carry the matter to court. For this one, no. Everybody tight-lipped. But they are using a particular family, using a business to put them out there, to use them to say, yeah, these are the one people to run with it and say, arrest them, close their business down. I think it's unfair. You'll give the guys a break. I don't think you're being fair to them. I mean, you can put the guys their life in danger to risk their life. Because people are just running with it now. And I saw one post arrested. Why are not being arrested yet? But they are not saying the right, they're not talking to the real issue. So I think it's unfair. So I pray that they will break the silence on this case, give us the update on this case, and let us know where we are so that this thing can move, so we can get rid of this. But for now, I think we are nowhere. We are the same place. and they're trying to use a business, use a family as pawn, and I think it's unfair to them. So I mean, so I think that's why I end on this case, and Pewee.
I just wanted to ask, and Mr. Sylvester, if you give me maybe 10 seconds.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I sent the minister is listening, and thank you, Chief Tomalin Judge, for sending the link. I just wanted to know what is the basis for the calls to suspend these people, close their businesses down. You know, these people are not even suspects. They are, you know, they're all persons of interest. You know, and I'm asking him because I know he's a very he's a veteran legal mind. You know, does he feel that these calls are justified? You know, I believe these people are all the company is a limited liability. You know, yeah, you can sue them individually, but the company has nothing to do with this. And I'm sure the minister understands this. So, and I'm sure you'll go back and watch the tape. So I'm not going to go back to rehash all of the frustrations that we've collectively been expressing since this case happened. But he has to understand that the majority of Liberian people are not with him and his team. The way they are prosecuting this case, they're raising a lot more questions than they are giving us answers, and they're just not transparent. You know, like Tomalin just said, bring your officers around the podium, and each person who is responsible for what particular sector, let them brief us on what they are doing. You know, but we're not getting out of that. Instead, we're getting private citizens giving us more information than the government operator is. But thank you very much, Sylvester.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Nagbe, how do we say something? When the president went to Guinea and had a meeting with the Guinean president about the border issue, has he told us what the Guineans have told him, what led them to cross the border and say they crossed the river? Has the president told Liberian people? Do we have anybody asking to account? When the group of people left from legislature, Speaker, Deputy Speaker, went for almost 3 or 4 days in Lofa, they came back. They made no presentation to plenary. I mean, the system is just running like nobody knows what's happening in the country. Those are critical issues that we should hold in accountable. And again, because the population in this country do not understand these things, these are very important issues that we should be holding the government accountable. Give account to us. Why, up to this moment, we have Guinean soldiers on our land in Lofa? And you went and met a Guinean president. You came back. A person in the house make an issue. You guys were in the legislature, that was the worst thing ever in Liberia, in the mind of the Liberian legislators, to go and expel Yekakuluba. But up to current, nobody tell you why the Guinean cross. And I'm very much sure that when the president went to Guinea, the Guinean president, the Guinean government told him exactly why they crossed and why they will be there. I'm getting information from sources around the border there that the Guinean government is intending to be over there up to 2030 to observe what's happening before they can even may attempt to remove or to move back or whatever. Why? Why your last lesson to keep speculating? It's bad for Liberian people to be speculating. It's bad you come and boss the egg, tell us this is what the people say is happening. Therefore, we are taking this action to address it. Tell us the problem. Even with the issue of the drug issue, like Victor just said, hold a press conference, tell us this drug issue, this is how far we are. The other day I followed the news when you had the issue in Minnesota. Almost like every other hour, the police here in Minnesota was always on the podium telling the people of America that this is where they are, this is how far they have gone. Certain people are being arrested, they are going through this. When you do that, then you bring the citizens at peace, at rest, and then trust is built. But the way they're doing these things, trust is eroding the process. So Liberians are losing trust massively in the system if you don't brief us, you don't update us. So what is the use of the Freedom of Information Act that says that the government should be proactive in telling the people what's happening? Don't let us speculate. Because when we speculate, then the news will go by. Then you say, oh, and closing argument is providing wrong information. How would that provide? We'll provide what we know. If you have come out earlier and present the thing to us, then we'll follow your trend. Wait, then you tell nothing. And we are concerned Liberians. We have to make our points. We have to make our voices heard. And I really like the way I heard the minister listening. I'm hoping listening in good faith. We are not fighting government. We are asking government to give account. We are asking for transparency. Report to us. We form the government. We let them put the office. Report to us. You know, so people will take over, man. Please.
Thank you. You know, on a serious note, we agree with all of what the panelists will be discussing this evening, and this is we've been on this for almost 2 weeks now, moving or 3 weeks since the 9th. Today is the 29th of June. This month we concluding this month tomorrow. We're going to be in July by Wednesday. So I think it is now on the shoulder of the government to really push this matter and bring some finality to this issue, so that the Liberian people will get the information, and you allow GLS to move on with her business, right? This is not the kind of a thing that you want to see, and then to private institution we want to go to, particularly their partners and other things. It got some repetition problem, and I think it's important. It's critically important that the government brings some finality to this matter, so that we can move through. But there's a lot of critical things unfolding in the country, gentlemen. The vice president is coming on a lot of barrage of attacks. It's not criticism, attacks from within the United Party. When I'm saying within, I don't know, or from within. The former, or within Limbakan, if you will, the former Mines Minister, Women Pay, came out with a stinking attack on the vice president the last time. And even before that, the EU ambassador that was expelled or asked to leave the Republic of Liberia also stated that the vice president was involved into some shady deeds at that very man's ministry, that he was in complete control of the ministry. He brought one of his own kinsmen, a Gayman, to head the ministry, and they're now doing what so it was in her own voice as the EU ambassador. And then we also hear this weekend that the senator of the same county, Nimakande, is coming. Mr. Nagbe is coming after the senator also. So that's something. So we'll start with that. We'll start with you, Mr. Nagbe, first on this line. Is this a problem? And then Tumani will go to Johnny. Then Tumani will end also on this one. Is it a troubling? Or then we'll go to Johnny. Just conclude. We'll go to Tumani. Then Johnny will conclude. Is this a troubling situation, Mr. Nagbe, for vice president to be attacked from inside within his county, not outside yet, but within his county, official of his county is attacking him? Is that a good sign moving forward?
No, I don't think it is a good sign for the vice president, and specifically this vice president, because I think he is really beleaguered. He is trying to establish his constituency. You know, as we all know, he was of the MDR, but just a few days,
Mr. Nagbe, sorry, and that's very important, and this will give you some more time to fire.
Sure.
To conclude. So we'll take time. Sorry for the interruption. Myean, can please go ahead and play what the senator got to say. It's good that we hear them. We move. Myean, go ahead, please.
For the vice president to have come with a message from the president within 30 weeks, that yes, you can go ahead to pronounce that we want to provide solar places or want to provide electricity for the segment of the government campus that has diagnosed. I think what he's reading on grounds that it is their full responsibility as a government to protect life and property. And it was captured in the national budget. Always the subsidize the federal university. You understand? To reference a chairman on ways, means and finance, and mean committing the Liberian people. Why would I tell us for him to accept the president on his own behalf? You understand? And he told me to let you know that for his salary, he will give you this extra number of slides or what in the center. But commitment he's making is on behalf of Nigerians. A very cardinal student that you technically want to improve the school or your areas, they are all taxpayers. You understand? So the common person who doesn't understand those messages, they will understand that the government is doing well in that direction. But let me clear to the discourse. If you want to do something for your pocket or for your salary, I am paid. If I want to do something for the other people at my own solution, I will declare that this money is for my own pocket so that a source of income will be
identify. And whosoever want to verify will verify. But you cannot commit a government. You understand? And besides that, I think it's outside of budget law. Budget is a law. And every budget is passed annually. We have passed the budget to capture Cottington. So that if there is any assistance to be done, there will be a proposition to the legislature to pass into law. So it should not be that they are taking personal gain.
Are you disappointed about President's message?
The one disappointed, I don't think I'm talking about governance.
Okay.
The approach to the public should be clear and transparent.
Honorable Koka, do you have personal issue with the vice president?
You see, the man spoke as a vice president of the Republic of Liberia, and I'm speaking in the context. I'm not speaking to Jeremiah Kun as an environment. I'm speaking to him as a vice. I mean, he is the as a vice president of the Republic of Liberia. I'm making commitment on behalf of the president of the Republic of Liberia. So I want you to understand that.
Honorable Koka,
there
are also speculations that you were one way or the other denied, a recognition within the Cottington program. What can you say?
Well, I'm not somebody that can usually be denied. Perhaps in every gatherings, there are protocols. Those who were captured in the protocol or the journal or the calendar or the event to speak are people at the recognize. By the way, why the suit? I'm a senator of Lima country. I'm also came as a guardian or parent. My daughter also graduates with a master's degree.
But you are a statement. The vice president, I recognize you. The vice president.
See, that doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Yes, I believe in recognize the national legislature. When you talk about the legislature, you talk about the Senate, you talk about the House. So I don't want to make issue out of that. I'd like to deal with issue that is relevant.
Others will say your colleague, Senator Prince Kehleboe, who is from Brown County, he comes from the House of Senate. Having graced such an occasion, not being recognized even by the institution or the senator. What sort of feeling does it bring to you as a statesman? I'm saying Senator Prince Kehleboe hails from Brown County, and understanding that he's also a senator of the county, looking at the condition where you are not recognized either by the institution.
So you see, I don't believe in triviality at the core issue. You understand? The program was organized by the Cottington.
The guy like speaking English.
So I don't have problem.
If you were to recommend to the vice president, if you were to recommend to the vice president on his remark, what would be your recommendation?
To the government.
Or to the government?
Because he spoke on behalf of the government. Yes. After he personalized the achievement, which I sincerely believe in, and he also talks about being one of the alumnus of the university, which I also acknowledge. He diverted now and went to state-centered approach. So the discussion on how to do a commitment or government commitment. So these are issues that are reflected.
So what is the impact?
Impact what?
Impact of that statement.
No, but as a politician, this is the reason why you got opposition, you got position.
Myean?
When you give a message to the people analyze it, people do.
Yeah. Mr. Nagbe, you can go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, the last person who was interviewing, I thought it was you, Sylvester. He sounded very much like you. And then I was trying to recognize that background. I mean,
like a campus, huh?
Yeah, it looks like around the Epiphany the Epiphany Hall, but they look at the corner and they send it up. But the point I was making is this, right? The question you had, this is unusual, to have the vice president, his whole camp is imploding, the MDR. And so you have Koga on the one hand, he is relentless in his attacks, public, and now you have the former Minister of Pay coming out and really kind of, taking the scalpel, dagger to the vice president. And then there are other instances, that put the vice president, his base, I think, at risk, and so I don't know if it is a failure on his part to adequately corral, his team, because I know he supported Senator Koga in his bid for the senatorial position. I think he did that. But how, after it all, Senator Koga has come out publicly. I know he complained about not being given due recognition, in terms of the vice president giving him, appointing opportunities, I guess, to recommend people and all of that stuff. But now it has become public, and then Wilma Pay came out. So the reports that came out over the weekend, I believe, indicating that the vice president is actively trying to stop Senator Koga from becoming the political leader of the MDRO. Now, I don't understand why Senator Koga would want to be the political leader, because as we all know in Liberia, once you become the political leader, you almost are the stand-up bearer. You understand me? So, and we know the vice president is going to be running in 2020. So it's just really a lot of mixed messaging coming from the vice president's camp. But he's a smart politician. He's been around for a long time. I believe he at the end of it all, he may manage to stitch it back together. But at the moment, I think the vice president, he has a lot on his hands. Not to mention, what is happening in the UP, which is his new home. We all know he's a JJC into the UP. The UP have their own original foundational members. There are rumors that Minister Garguah is building his own base. And we heard the Minister Pewee talk about what Nemo is all about. And so. It's a lot going on, but I will pass it back. But answer your question, the short answer is no, it is not a usual thing to see the sitting vice president being so publicly challenged, not by people too far from his base, his own Nima brethren. So it's really puzzling. And we'll get to what happened in Grandgide. We had a very extensive briefing last night by the political leader Musa Belede. And there is a lot happening in Liberia. Even though the elections are several years away. But back to you.
Yeah, quickly. 24. I'm standing up to you. You sent a point there. He's trying to be the political. I think if that is true, Koga is trying to say to himself, because to be the political leader now, he got voice now to demand moving forward come 2029. So this is going to be a serious, and I think the vice president will have to handle this very carefully, on that it may cause some serious damage to his from their end, because the Macan is no longer monolithic in terms of the power previously exhibited at the time. No one commented that kind of a popularity in Lima to say this and everybody move, right? So it's going to be a very tough thing. They're going to be the Kehleboe Gongloe and that of the Manon camp, very powerful constituents also.
Don't forget Councilor Gongloe is in the mix.
The Ware family, right? So the Gongloe family, they're very powerful also on our side. You have Koga Kamasadame. So, but too many. You think your man is headed for problem because like your friend, like your former friend, also everything.
No, but I'll be honest with you, right?
I didn't know there's former in between that now. So that former friend, I didn't know that part.
Like I always say, before 2029, there'll be a lot that will happen before the election come to that point. But look, the vice president is in serious problem. I tell you, he's in a serious problem. First of all, let us get it clear. He's not a member of MDR anymore. UP has a rule that before you run on a ticket, you must join a party. And he joined the UP the day he was nominated as vice president, vice senator Barrow to Boyka.
Yeah.
MDR. And then, I think the eve of Prince Johnson's death, it was announced that the vice president had left the MDR officially. It was said. Now, MDR is being the chairman is now Labor Minister Kehleboe Gongloe. And for the fact that he works on the executive branch, the VP has the influence over him. But how to call it? The fact of the matter is now is that the MDR, they're gonna go to the convention. They want to see who will become the standard bearer and so forth. But the people said the fact of the matter that Prince Johnson is no more part of this whole process. Election 2020 now will be different. Prince Johnson single-handedly influenced the election since 2000 of democracy since 2006, 5, 11, 17, and 23. We saw it. Had it not been 2 districts that flipped in 2023 during the runoff, President we are breaking that impasse. He would have won the presidency with all of Nimba, because it was 2 districts that flipped in the runoff to UP, the Hakam, CDC, or whatever, the lost that election. But right now you have the resistance. I don't care what you people can say. We all know we're not dumb. We all been following politics. There's a resistance in the UP, like Mr. Nagbe said. The foundational members are resisting the VP. We all seen it. It's glaring. Okay, and you saw Thomas Fala throwing jab at Garguah and Pay when he. I mean, I saw a clip. Somebody sent me a clip yesterday where he's throwing jab at them. But the president should fire those who they want to do their job as minister. They want to run for 2029. She fired them. We know he's throwing jab at, because the UP folks, the original people, are saying no. And right now, it is only Joe Bugger that holding this thing, holding it right now. Everybody, I think the folks are praying, not just having a boycott, because that's why they're pushing the old man to run. Because on a serious note, for real, this day and age, 2026, 2029 coming, you want to tell me there's no qualified librarian that can run on the party tickets? You take an almost 85-year-old man and push you on the ticket for 2029? He'll be hardly able to carry himself. Take it or leave it. We've seen it here. We got an 80-year-old president here in America here. We see what's happening right now. Yeah? The man go there where he's fall asleep. Yeah, he does anything radically. He care. Right now, he care for his own party. Then say, you can do it. Bad party say, I will not join you. I will not sign no bill. I won't make no good. See that happening now. We saw Joe Biden, his own age. You saw Joe Biden to the point where Biden walking, he missing his steps. You see, Joe Biden said now, if you notice, if the woman's walking people all around you because they want you to make attempt to fall. And then you are saying you must vote. And you talk to you people, you talk to them behind the scene, they'll tell you, my man, it won't get the paper who will carry. They'll tell you, someone will tell you. We get caught in neither, but people who are top people in the echelons of power in the UP will tell you, Chachi, I'm one of them. One of the top cabinet ministers. I said, me, I heard something. You want to tell me nobody can run beside the paper? He said, man, the paper not wrong, who will wrong? I said, young guy, the vice president. He said, my man. Then they just change the topic. And I told the VP, I said, for the fact, he said, oh, my man, God got everything. God got my hand today. That God. No. The Bible said, work with faith is dead. So there's a problem, my people. And if that problem is not resolved, it will work. It will get worse, and you'll see problem more. Women pay. I've been following that brother. He's not a dumb guy. He's a smart guy. Okay, he's somebody who he lived his modest life. Women pay would have chosen to say, "I love the job I got." He had a big job. Let's a man minister, not a small job. But he decided for a principle. He said, "I'll let it go. I will not fight." He could have kept that job, but doing what they wanted him to do. But he said, no, I'll tell my principle. I will stand by it. And now, then he said, the gloves are off. They will fight. And to see where that country is split, you got Madam Edith Gongloe, where take it or leave it. Somebody told me, one of the top people said, look, there's no way, whenever that woman is on the ballot, there are 5 districts in Nimba, she will always win it. I don't care what you do, she'll win the district. So tell me, that country is getting divided. Prince Johnson is that we won't be around again. People actually had command because the people saw him as a hero. They saw him as the person who liberated them, who protected the country during the war. And nobody, and what happened right now? It will deepen. It will deepen. It will affect the UP. And mind you, why you think the gathering in Grand G there scare everybody? Just the people that gather, they start everybody attacking them. For the fact that you're attacking the people, that means you are concerned. Whether that 1% were there, 2% was 0.5%, the idea the people gather, they shock them. Everybody getting nervous. Okay? And if that, because why you think they do it? Because they realize that gathering, because you cannot be against the country. And the UP coalition that brought the rescue to power, the coalition is not, don't let anybody fool you, it's fragmented. As the MPP wing of that coalition, what are still strong of it? Even the ACOP. Now, for the fact they're going after, they just fired this guy, Ambassador Kuyate. Then you got Mike Jabate, all of them getting frustrated. It will get more, it will deepen. That coalition, they're not going to hold. And then you have President Bugger, not somebody who will say, well, the woman will bring, no. That woman seems to be tired already. They just forcing that woman to run. And mind you, it will choke them. Now, the boys in the court of the opposition to see what they can do. Like people say, the statement Musa made, the CMC made, they criticize it, but I think Musa's statement, I understood his statement clear. That statement is powerful. It's effective. Telling yourself, look, why should we have a grand coalition? We cannot just get put anybody there. We got to really vet and put who will be the arrowhead. They got to come in morning, find the morning stuff. I want to left with them. They're in the opposition. My job here is TCA platform. That's what I said. All the thing they're doing by 2027, I will tell the person I told you about will be coming. They tell him will come forward. So you can waste your time. Well, by 2027, the tailing option will show face. Everybody will say, wow. And money won't be the problem. Money won't be the problem at all. If we cause all to infiltrate your ranks and fire, bring your own boat, you will come. But I tell you, option is existing. Trust me, they're existing. They're coming. But you just to end, the VP is in trouble. And if he cannot bring NIMA together to support the UP ticket, it's a problem. It's a problem. And lastly, Koga. Koga, you heard of an interview. He may not be the one who can articulate the way you want him to, but he's very smart. Koga's attacking, he said, I'm not attacking the issue. You're talking about old recognition, you say that triviality. You don't talk about trivial things, whether I recognize or not. Let's see what recognize. And I think if I'm mistaken, Prince Kehleboe is on a board, or he recognize perhaps. But besides that, the man will issue the issue. And he'll be a thorn in the VP flesh. And the VP always saying, oh, I will not respond. No, you can't say you not respond. You're sitting vice president, you gotta respond. Because if you continue to keep it like that, they're gonna go after you. By the time you start respond, will be late. So, and especially now, as I'm hearing now, the new progressive are about to come back, they're in trouble more. Because the new progressive, they're fearless. They can attack the opposition, the ruling party, they can go after anybody. And when they show their face, forget it. They come and go after everybody in your progressive. So you get ready for the drama. They're about to start. The show coming to start. You get ready.
Thank you, George. I see one of our ambassadors from Lofa country is men laughing. Our ambassador in Lofa. But Johnny, quickly before we move to this issue about what Thomas Father stated, when you are correct that the politics is getting too toxic in the country, and the country is deeply polarized, deeply polarized. And then to see the vice president being hit back to back from inside his own house, is that a good sign for the ruling party and that of the vice president himself?
Pewee, I think the vice president obviously he's challenged. He is clearly challenged based on his ambition for presidency. The young man is overly ambitious. Like Pewee, like Tony said, he told him that God got here. Not true. But God got him there. But he's not working in line with the doctrines of leadership if God has him there. And I remember during the election, we were on the show, I told you guys, and the PP wasn't there at the time, but I told Ben was here, I said, there are people that will come to presidency through slow way. If you can record that, Tomalin, slow way, I said slow way. And that slow way leadership, that slow way presidency we have with this young man. And you can see that there are serious problems in the system from the way he speaks. You see, he goes and says, the president say, I'm getting what the president say. That means there is an issue in-house. That means there are concerns that he's been overly serious, overly ambitious, overly presidential in his activities. So he got a hint. He's trying now to say, oh, I'm not here to get the president message. The president say, I'm quoting the president. That is an indication that something is not going well within the kitchen cabinet of the government, between the president and the vice president and their collaborators, or their hinge of their office. I mean, their I call it, their in-house people. And looking into Nimba County, let's go back. I think young man knows that every position he got elected for has to be supported by Prince Johnson. On his own, he didn't have that kind of strength, that relationship with people in Nimba County. He knows his problem. That man knows his problem in Nimba County. He knows the foundation he's sitting on. He knows, that's why you see the way things are going. And Kogaden knows the problem. They will not, you will hear more things happening in Nimba between the Nimba political leaders, to the extent that they will drag the vice president into the quarter. And I don't know why he's unable to keep his country together as the most senior most senior person from the county in government. He should be able to open his arm and get all stakeholders of Nimba working with him. To start to exercise the leadership, in Nimba, so that Nimba will know that yes, our son, our nephew, because typically he's a nephew to them. So he's a nephew to them. He's a nephew to people of Nimba. So the way he will position himself, working with everybody across the earth, that's how he will succeed. But to the extent that he has begun to start showing his claws so fast, and the leopard start showing his claws so early, now I have getting concerned now. There's something we should learn about. I think people should be aware to say there are people who are tyrants in waiting. And I see symptoms of that, in the system. But we know right now that there are growing differences, growing situations of confusion in the system. And it's common, it happened to Joel in Bon County. Joel was vice president. Bon County had issue with her the same way. They had issue, and to the extent that they couldn't have mass kind of vote they needed for Bon County. Right? Because group of from Nimba coming from Bon was supporting UP and other parties, to the extent that she fought, but it was difficult for her to win the votes of Bon County over entirely. So in Nimba, yes, Senator Johnson fought along by bringing Jeremiah Kuhn to serve as vice president to President Boakai, and they won the election. But since winning the election, that they say to acquire power is one, to maintain power. So now they have power. The maintenance of the power is the problem they have. That's why I say Nimba County. Nimba County is a very critical county. And to everybody else who will be running against Unity Party, it will be to our advantage that this particular population will be fragmented. And once it's fragmented, you're going to have problems. Because Lofa alone will not make UP president. Even in Lofa, in the next 12 months, 18 months, there will be a lot of differences in Lofa County, because Lofians are getting to understand some of the issues. Right now, there's a growing tension in Lofa. With the people of Zozo, Salaye, Bonjama, excuse me, they are having issue now with the government in terms of representation in government. They are complaining. Whereas the whole country is complaining and the government is almost 60% Lofa, but within Lofa, the various segments, the various tribal groups are also arguing that We in Lofa County, we give the vote. Right? In Lofa, the lawmans, the palace are arguing that we give the highest vote to you. Why are you not looking at us? You're giving all the power to bandits and kisses. You see? Another issue also is the Tomafala issue. Tomafala issue is growing because, you know, before Jeremiah Kun went to UP, Jeremiah Kun was a strong ally of President Weah. Tomalin, you know that. Was a strong ally of President Weah. So right now, Tomafala is from the CDC. I mean, for some reason, I still believe that Tomafala still has some link with the CDC. You understand? So with Tomafala now trying to capture the Unity Party government by trying to induce them with their attitude of, oh yeah, Nimbo, you know, national movement for Balkan presidency or whatever, right? Because I find it concerned, they ain't got that for whoever they don't have that for Mohari, or they ain't got that for who they are as party official or tape. Once Tomafala and the president can collaborate, and the president appreciate Tomafala's effort, and Tomafala is doing those things the president want, they don't have that for UP. UP can go and pack that low. Or Tomafala is in the arrowhead, and the arrowhead is the presidency, is President Bargai. So who knows? Who knows? Whether there will be a time where President Bargai will say, look, you know what? I'm not going to run. So, Jeremiah Kun will carry Tomafala as a running mate. You know what I'm saying? Those are all conditions. Who knows? The Oban will say, look, you're wasting my time. By 2029, before the election, you say, look, I'm going to form a government that will replace me. Tomafala will be a running mate to Jeremiah Kun that the ticket will carry. Who knows? And that will be clearly a pseudo a CDC government, a CDC party. Because Tomafala from the CDC, even though he says CDC has spared him, so he's voting for Bargai now. And Jeremiah Kun also was an ally to Bargai, I mean to Weah. And he saw the video where he was saying that Oben was old and this and this and this and this. So this is a whole, we can say, convolution of tricks, conspiracies, and shenanigans going on within the whole system. But of course, like everybody said, I think the president, the vice president, is in the third seat within his own county. He need to try to see how he can reconcile with his brothers and sisters, because the Gongloes, along with all the felony, I understand that some elders of Nimakare have assembled themselves and asked for women pay audience for some reason, you know. And that's now who we can discuss in the future. I think the people trying to weaponize the traditional sector of the country now. You know, when issues come about and people trying to voice out their issues, then elders want to get involved to say something about. I think we're going to discuss that next time. But like you said, gentlemen, the vice president is in a tight position. But he has to try in the next 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 18 months to see how he can reconsider some of the action being taken and reunify himself. And if he doesn't do that, with the motion that we want to saw in Grand there and the way parties went together, well, he may just be a one-term vice president, you know, and Unity Party will not have the time to come back. I still find it difficult for Unity Party to come back for a second term, even though somebody said they have a history of coming back. But you know, the way they came out in 2011, it will not be the same situation we're coming back in 2029. The scenario has changed, but the situation is different from what happened in 2011. So anyway, that's my view on this whole matter. And like everybody else said, the vice president is in a tight position. He needs to find a way to improve on it. But I also think there's a serious issue in the Unity Party. From the way I hear him speaking, or the president said material, that's an issue. So there's like the way he be in Nima. He say even if you win the election, we'll say check the result. Anywhere the result did not come if you are the president, you will not get a job. So what does that mean? You employ me to take my salary and tell me how to use my salary. And you didn't employ me to go work in my village, you employ me to work for the people. It is the government must go and deliver service to the people in the community, not me. You know, I think that was just a little bit like, you know, non-issue to discuss. But again, that's the kind of vice president we have. He doesn't understand some of the issues around him. You know, so that's my point, Pewee. That's my contribution to the conversation.
Yeah, Tijo, do we have the clip from Honorable Fala hitting both of Clarence Massaquoi and that of throwing jab at Gaff? I asked Myean to. I wanted that's going to be our next topic before we close. I don't know if we can cue that and play and listen, take a listen before we can have that final round of the discussion. Myean, if you or Jody, do you have it?
Which clip is that?
I think it's a Fala made some statement yesterday about throwing jabs at the certain people work in Gulf.
I mean, but you know, UP should not forget that Fala has captured UP. They should not forget. They should not try their best to maintain that they join the guy and work and get some money. Fala feeling with them. That whole UP benefit. That UP is in Fala here now. They should forget it. My man, the man is a strong kissing man. The man knows how to do his thing. UP should forget it. In that chairmanship, right now, anybody in UP wants to survive. You need Fala. Mama, you forgot the man. The man feel with the enemy. And of course, the man say, "Man, our criminal." They're calling him Tifa. The man has shown his intelligence to them. They see, and the minister of what the minister of internal affairs was crying. They will not cry. They're not crying yet. They will cry more. The young man has played. He has read a whole operation. He has gone through the system. It's a complete infiltration he has done. So UP will cry, but they will get cry tired about. Tomorrow has taken over UP. They won't forget it.
I send it into Myean. Myean, I send it to you. I send it our chat room. Let play.
Yeah, my man. But too many you think I joke the man on?
No, but look.
Go see the headquarters in Fonjama. Headquarters the guy building for the Nimbo. The headquarters building in Fonjama in Nimbo.
The guy said that Nimbo. He said he's now joining number program anymore. There will be a movement now, and then he said he will change it tomorrow. There, you will change it.
Okay, you're see it. So then, but UP is gone. UP is already gone. They get a lot of time, but UP is finished. Tomorrow, I taking over UP.
It will be an interesting election coming. Trust me. And
yeah, tomorrow, people guys, all them finished. All the UP they broke. They ain't got nothing. They got the team here, making them to rescue themselves. And no, so tomorrow all the guys establishment. They both been having money, both been working for money, been making money since 2005, been the house up to current. In a whole legislature there, the men like most men got a lot of investment. It was the man could come and follow what's up with it he did to start challenging the government and start fighting his business. The man know he got business all around. How to maintain a business. So he aligned himself with the president. So the president, I hear anything in one legislation, whether the man has control for the non-persons. For the non-member of the lower house, they have completed around him.
I can see the problem. I see he and this guy will have problems later on. He and Richard Kuhn.
Which was Speaker Kuhn?
Yeah.
But Speaker Kuhn should just make sure that he every day to Thomas Fala to tell him good morning, sir, good morning, evening, good evening, because he knows about being speaker that Thomas Fala may be speaker. He knows that any day Fala won't be speaker, Fala can be speaker in the house. He knows that. Who knows?
The generality of the Kissi people. I am the direct representative of Tomalin to even include the president and all Kissi concerned in the Republic of Liberia. So, as its leader,
it's interesting. Look, it will be an interesting election, and I can tell you this: so in 2026, right? There will be more defection. Trust me. And the problem I hear people talking about UP is that they say UP guys are arrogant. The arrogance is the problem they got with them. They're arrogant. They feel that they already, perhaps we say they already reached king. But if they're not careful, they will isolate most of the folks.
Don't forget to put a disclaimer out before your former colleague sues also.
Yeah, but we're not true. But they use our anyway, that's true. Myean, I put the disclaimer there. You're right. No, again, that's
right. Yeah, but look, Tomalin, a good amount of time for UP. UP is gone.
No, but yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Look, UP, you can say UP is gone, but then what's the option? What the alternative? I mean,
But man, UP is gone. What's happening?
So then what's the alternative?
Nimbo is the one that's going to replace UP.
My question is to you, what's the option? What's the alternative to them?
To who?
If UP is gone now, what's the alternative? What's the option?
I'm saying as a party, as an institution politically, they are no relevant politically. They are no relevant.
They are the ruling party. They control the
right now, listen, right now, the running of the government. Let me tell you what whether you want to accept it or not, the running of the government is squarely in the hands of Tomalin and his team.
I disagree.
Okay, you can disagree. You're right. I disagree. But man, let Tomalin go to Nigerian President Boga and say, "This is what I want to do." You see, tomorrow it will not be announced.
The thing, my thing is this. The question is, okay, they one thing I'll tell you the truth. I know they are fractured. They're having problems. They are divided. But within the midst of the division, they don't forget they are the ruling party.
Who gets trained at UP to even undo Tomalin thing he's doing now in the government? Who gets trained at UP?
But what is he doing? What is he doing right now?
Oh my man, this man has 49 members. Listen, this man has. This man has 49 members of the lower house with him on his team. The men keep baiting Nimbo. People keep joining Nimbo from different backgrounds. Listen, even the UP guys in the legislature, in the UP guys in the lower house, they are all honored to one for that wing.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that one. You said that one, but my question is,
you think you agree with that one? You agree with this one?
You said he ran the government. My question is, the executive branch, he called and he making appointments. He appointed.
If he want to do anything, if anything he got interest in, he would do it.
Nah, I don't see it. I'm seeing it.
Whatever interest the one fella has in government, he thinks it's important. When he meets his uncle and discuss it, it's going to be done.
The problem, you understand?
Listen, people in UP now are going to one fella to go talk for them. People in UP, they are animals to go talk for them.
Stop it now. You get them too much power like it.
Listen, Tomalin, you see, you want to hear my view?
No, but if you say the man are calling a shot, like he appointing the person becoming minister. First of all, if I see the president do a reshuffle, and then I see ministers that he influenced the appointment, I understand. But right now, he's not the one that controlling the executive branch.
Chief, to be honest, right? I think, and this is I'm saying this with the utmost respect to the deputy speaker, but right now, he is occupying a space that has been vacated by the UP people. All of this thing he's doing, he's only doing it because the UP people have abdicated and given him the space. This deputy speaker is not the most effective campaigner. You know, this man got beat hands down by Darius Dillon Monrovia during the CPP time. He can be beat. Two, what is his reach outside of Lofa? I don't think Thomas Fala, the deputy speaker, has that much of a reach outside of Lofa, which is already in the UP's column, as for all we know. So, you know, he's coming in and Nemo is running all over the place. I think he's only doing all of this because the UP guys, I think they've gotten too comfortable with being in power, the trappings of power. I think they're all too busy, busy doing the projects and all of that. And so, so he's hungry. You know, he has no home. He has to retain his seat. He has been booted out by the CPP. The UP is not accepting him. You know, you remember the cat dog expression from Yemali. So, you know, he's building his constituency. Nemo is going to give him that constituency. In the process, if the UP becomes a casualty along the way, I think he will happily accept that. But he's doing all of this because the UP people are not doing anything, you know?
Yeah, but don't forget now.
He's breaking any new ground is what I'm trying to say.
Don't forget, this guy is also operating for the fact that he plays smart politics. Okay, the guy said, "Well, if I try to be an obstacle to the people, a hurdle, they will come after me. I mean, they will start doing all kind of things, but order and thing. I may get caught up. And all the guys doing business, are conflict of interest doing in the country, in the government, but how's man on the line?
And too many 1 point. Let me make 1 point here. I did I remember, I think a year, or was it last year, when the president went to Lofa, all the projects that Tomalin and Sir Joseph had in Lofa, they created a space for the president to go and and break ground and inaugurate and do presentation. I remember Sir Joseph went to Lofa, he carried some continuum of medical material to the Myean hospital and around. He didn't present it. The president presented it on his behalf. In Foya, they were doing road reconditioning that which had never happened, had not happened. Again, they went there. They carried the president there again. President went and broke ground. Together, do road recondition. It was the same two guys.
Nagbe said that Lofa is already your column.
Too many all the men want is a head. Too many, I can how strong a snake can be. Once you catch the head, that snake is finished. So the men know the whole UP thing that the president and the president is the head. What guy is the head?
After seeing making influencing position in the cabinet and thing, I understand, or judges and thing. But right now, UP, they control. I mean, Lofa is in a corner safely. I don't even think CDC or online or anybody will go campaign heavily, put money to buy in Lofa election.
No, it's saturated. And now what he's doing, Chief, in order to completely usurp the UP, he's not intimidating because he has the president in his corner. He can get in the space and call the president to fire people. You understand me? Now everybody in the UP, in the government will want to be on his side. You understand me? And so he's trying to corral the whole UP establishment from his own base. You understand me? And then go out there and hustle new ground.
Why do you think you might cry? You might start complaining.
He threw that jab. I come in now. He threw a jab at Garguah, right? You think he did?
In no time, everybody now they have Harvard ambition.
Why do you think
they want to be deputy speaker?
You might start complaining about this time. You might say it's a serious comment, President Walker.
So what have you seen?
Why you think so?
Are you not convinced that Obama will be re-elected as a bona fide United Party party? When this woman is re-elected, you have space in the government if you're doing well. Because if the government is re-elected, you got job.
No audio on my end.
So why you want to go fight for one district seat? That means something not right. And the president needs to hear this. Those that in the cycle of the president, he must begin to test out those that want to be representatives, senators, president, while he's serving as president. And I will say this again, they will get at me. Meaning you don't believe in this government, you do not believe in this president job that he's doing. You fake it. So those that are in this category, they must be put to check. Let us go and do their work so that the government can shine. So the government can be respected by the Liberian people, so they can be re-elected, somebody can get a job. But if the government is not re-elected, what assurance you get that you're going to be representative or senator? Then you begin to whine. You're going to put your hands in a cookie jar because you want to start running campaign. You want to start running campaign so soon. You want to get distracted in making government to function, the executive to function well in serving your capacities that you guys have. So they need to be put to check, and that's where Nemo will come in. Because we support you, we believe when we fail, God forbid all of us fail. So when we see the wrong, we say it.
Yeah.
And make those recommendations.
But no audio on my end.
Oh, really? Okay. Now, what he was saying, he was throwing jab at Clarence Massacre, friends in Tomalin, Garguah. Now, he's saying somebody want to be president, somebody want to run for a district, so they're not doing their job. Now, tell you now, that's confusion. You think the guy will sit down to let us statement go free? No. Right now, it's more divisive right now, because right now you are dividing. But the guys already know that you support the vice president, you're on the vice president side. So now you helping divide UP more. Now, but what happened is that Massacre, Garguah, guys, and these are strong UP people. They will say, "Oh, you see what I meant? He's dividing us. He won't fight. If you want to tell the president, say he might go after us because we want to jump the boat." No, so it be more confusion, more division in a party. So look, they are having dangerous ground.
But
yeah, one point here.
Go ahead, Johnny.
You know, you see, I just made a link between Tomalin and the vice president, and it's being confirmed here. The same statement the vice president made in Nima, that there are people who president give you a job, you don't do anything in your place when the president win, even in your own community, even in your place, if no vote, if the vote there, they don't go to the president, will not give you a job. You hear the same message not coming from Thomas Fala against people who get job and not doing anything in our community. Because Thomas Fala, even within those guys hitting at the especially for crime Massaquoi is a former candidate, is a former representative for district number 3, and district number 3 representative of Chifapoto is a strong member of NIMBO. You understand? It's a strong member of NIMBO. So if you see it that way, that means his statement now is to downplay Kara Massaquoi and to elevate Poto. And Poto won election in Lofa on the CDC ticket. You understand? So that's why I keep telling you guys that all they guy want to know is the whole UP depending on who Joseph Boakai as the arrow here. All other guys in UP, they don't spend money. Tomalin Fala has the money, he spends the money. And the brand politics, that money business. So the whole UP leadership that's there, even the Star Wars, they call them Star Wars, the Massaquoi, the Kafuan, and all the other guys that are UP stronghold or UP strong guys, they don't spend money.
But listen, Johnny, money not always the case. Let me tell you something.
I mean, in the bracket that money, in the bracket that money.
The money was the case.
In the bracket that money, because of poor country.
CCC will be in power today. CCC had the money. They never won election, right? So the money always the case. Let me tell you the truth. Okay, let me tell you the reality. Right now, you think the guys in that he attacked, they will not respond. You think Garguah
how do we respond? And we talk.
At the appropriate time to respond to him.
Exactly.
Get away.
But Johnny,
they will talk, but for Tomalin Fala, he's talking and acting.
Yeah, I agree with you somehow, Johnny, in terms of having the money. But before I can bring Abraham Connor on quickly, I just want to remind you, Johnny, that the Lofa counter politics, and you know the rest of the story, and I think you said part of it from the beginning. Tomalin Fala is not going to have, if things does not dramatically change or considerably change in the interest of the people from Sarai and Zozo district, there's going to be some problem. If another party, individual that will be strong and penetrate the system very well come 2029, the people from Zozo district are not happy about the way Mr. Boakai and his government they are moving on. In terms of there's nothing major unfolding in the district, and you know, if you don't know, let me give this story to you. Zozo voted Mr. Boakai almost 95%.
But today right here, Zozo
95%. So the number one district I voted Boakai was the Zozo district, our district. The next district, Sarai, then followed by Vonjama. Even the Sahi firm, they didn't vote the way we voted.
Yes.
Right? And so, and the way things go in terms of, and they started targeting people. You know, they went after Zago. They went after this, they went after all those things. So folk are not happy. But Abraham Connor, you live on. I think you said you wanted to contribute. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Let me say good evening to Tomalin and Nagbe and Johnny. This is a fascinating topic, guys. But I start factoring in wearing the uneasiness in the Unity Party, especially with all of the utterances from Tomalin Fala. Are you factoring in the situation wherein if he gets removed as speaker, you think he will still hold this kind of gravitas on Unity Party? Because that's the next thing they could do to him. To weaken him, they could remove him as speaker.
Deputy Speaker. You mentioned the Deputy Speaker.
I mean the Deputy Speaker, rather. You think you will still have such a gravitas on controlling the Unity Party? And secondly, I can tell you squarely, Johnny, you are wrong. I differ with you. I'm not saying you are wrong. I differ with you. Tomalin Fala would not able to harass the entire Unity Party. Unity Party is an institution. Even if President Boakai sides with him, owing to his age,
I don't think he will be in a position, especially when he emphatically stated that he will not join Unity Party. For him to be the one to literally destroy Unity Party. Now, all the speculation are pointing to it right now. When they start to question him, what is he bringing to Unity Party? It is only him that's taking away from Unity Party. You think the first step, if they take that measure to remove him as speaker, you will still have such a gravitas.
Yeah, it be your hand on small. It be the first thing is to decide that they want to remove him. President Boka has to agree. You agree with that?
Well,
not necessarily.
Not necessarily, because the utterances that are coming out, I don't think it's making the approval of President Boka. Like for instance, Nyenwolo. Like for instance, Weber P. Those are yesterday loyal people to President Boka. But yesterday, they have been vocal. So now that you're going after people like Clarence Massacre, you're going after people like Garguah, they're not going to go consult President Boka when they're coming after you. So
yeah, but to go after him and Boka doesn't approve to have an action like removing him. I mean, let's be clear. To remove anybody in that place as speaker or whatever, the president has a lot to do with that. When the president doesn't agree, I found it almost impossible to succeed in doing that.
No, but it's possible that it can be a making of themselves. They want to get him out.
Especially when they want to protect their institution.
Yes.
We don't have that history. We don't have that history. Everybody has been removed from the legislature, either as speaker, deputy speaker, whatever. It has to come from the presidency. We know that.
I think Bantu got removed as deputy speaker, and then he didn't necessarily have to be the speaker. The president's approval. So I don't think, especially the deputy speaker, I don't think it hold that level of significance wherein the president had to approve of that. But the problem there is that I'm just thinking that those are mechanisms they can put in place to weaken whatever momentum, especially at Scott. For me, like you said, Pewee, you are right. Even in Lofa County, Thomas Fowler will not have such a gravitas in Lofa County, owing to the level of division, especially from that Loma Bell right now. Not only the Loma Bell, remember the Quadiboni area. United Party is from somewhere in the Quadiboni area. Quadiboni is not adequately represented in this government. So not only the Loma Bell. So when you talk about the Kissy Bell, yes, Nyenwolo is over there. Nyenwolo got the bad vote over there. So I mean, this thing about Thomas Fowler being elevated at this level to the point you weaken this party, Johnny, I beg to differ with you.
Okay. If you don't watch it, see.
Thank you, Chief. And Johnny, this is very important. And I'm getting a lot of information. You know, we are about almost 3 years for elections. Almost. A lot of things gonna be unfolding. I know that Ako will soon be naming a new political leader. I don't want to call the name. Ako going to have a new political leader soon. There are other things unfolding. Do you know part of the reason why the president ran to appoint AB as the Gahinson nomenclature that we stay struggling? Do you know some of the reason? Listen, a lot of things are unfolding.
Because people are not happy.
People are not happy. The guys that are in power, they are very pompous, arrogant about power. And to maintain power, you don't have to be arrogant, Johnny.
I know.
You don't have to be arrogant to maintain power. Or in that, you are getting yourself out of power. Yeah,
arrogance will undermine your presidency, your leadership.
Yeah, and that's why I'm unfolding now. They feel entitled. They're very damn arrogant. Most of those guys that were just living, just begging all over the place so that they have power. They're trying to.
I mean, they
are very damn arrogant. And you see some of them that on a serious note. You know, I was seeing my own friend, brother Zango, posting the now deputy speaker that he was cursing all the time yesterday. Oh, they're attacking night and their friend. And like, you see, power got the way to corrupt elements, people. And if care is not taken, I'm told Ako going to be naming a political leader soon. I don't know who that person is going to be. I'm getting some sense of who that person will be, but I want to remain adamant about it. The problem is
Fala has introduced the militant group of UP.
Yes, what's going to happen? Yes, what's going to happen?
Pewee. Now that Kenuya, So doesn't know how to teach your crew here. Now for the got man.
Fala is violently using the money.
Oh.
Violently using the cash. And again, you see, if you are using the money that way, you have a lot of support, influence in the Liberian political system. But mind you, the money can carry you far and just stop you somewhere. But not no more, right? So with the structure of the United Party that I know, there will be some fight back there. And he followed my advice to him is that he'll have to be a little strategic. You can have all of the money.
Man, the UP guys, Pewee, the UP guys got the UP guy got super glue in your hand.
Yeah,
they got super glue.
Yeah,
and for I got okra in your hand.
But it's overly extravagant. He's an extravagant person.
But our hand is slippery. For our hand slippery, I think I can say you can give it. You people got super glue.
you saw around the Boulevard Junction area there. He just bought a lane, a prompt area, and based on the so maybe if you check that whole project, he spent close to something buying the land, everything more than $100,000+.
Okay.
Far more than that, if you will. And he's also going to do that now. He's going to attempt to infiltrate the system out about buying some of the hungry United Party folks, right? Would that be possible? Now, what I'm saying he has to be a little mindful is that to take the attack to the sitting finance minister, that this finance minister himself, he's not a strategic person, and people believe he's a mean kind of a person. So people will be brave to be attacking him, but nobody would look at a politically viable sitting finance minister. You go and attack him. You wouldn't do that to Amara. Amara finance minister, you attacking as a deputy speaker, who will root you out. You wouldn't do it to Amara, right? But Gav didn't sit with himself, and I hope he would do that because they're trying to take the fight to him indirectly. And I think Gav will understand that Gav is political, is a very political savvy person, very much. But for him not to take the fight to Clarence Massaquoi, Gafon, I think he's slipping the line. Clarence Massaquoi is being
exactly. That's my point I'm trying to say. You think the guys are store of the UP. You say you let him take one party.
I think that is a stupid fight. He's trying to endorse him. And listen, no smart general would start a war, Johnny. No smart general.
But man, the man got the Arsenal. The man got the Arsenal for the war he's starting. He got the Arsenal for the war.
And
the man got the Arsenal.
You see Clarence Massaquoi? I'm not just saying that. I can recall we were all at the University of Liberia. He used to work with one NGO and other things. This is a young man at the time. Yeah. I'm talking about more than 10 years ago. More than 15 years ago. Even before he went in the house.
Yeah, I know the man.
He always identified with the Lofa University Student Association from all spectrum of all of the university combined in the Liberia. Particularly LUSA, the Lofa University Student Association of the University of Liberia. At the time, we were at the helm of the current superintendent of Lofa.
Yeah, Massaquoi.
I was the spokesperson of that government. We, at the time, that association, we were in the rapprochement we built with Clarence Massaquoi was enormous. He was kind of a people-centered young man. We all associated, we clicked very well because we were all young people of the same generation. He associated himself with us. The little money he got from the MGO, he always gave at least, he will come sometime, he will give 50,000. Some of the 500,000. At the time, 50,000 not small money, Johnny. You know the rest of the story.
Of course.
That's what they contribute. He will give. So we benefited, the student community benefited from his largest at the time. He went in the house. He was still very much supportive of the young people of Lofa County and other young people whatsoever. To come
I think he went 2 times, right? He went 2 times.
Yeah, he went 2 times and he didn't win it last, unfortunately, Momo Otto Ward. To come and say you want to go after such a person?
But Sylvester,
Clarence, he's not a no-fake.
Isn't Fala in the books for beating Massaquoi at the speaker position? I mean, this will not. Fala he's tested Massaquoi, and I believe he knows his strength. Look, I don't disagree with the analysis you're making.
He defeated Massaquoi at the time.
Breaking work on news. Germany just lost penalty.
Germany out. I thought you saw it.
Wow.
Paraguay.
Wow. Germany, they had the opportunity. They first missed 2. They poke into the missed 2. Where they had to come from, they're going to go miss.
Germany is out.
Yeah, so
I still believe there will be an African team in the finals. I think so.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Fala defeated Masakwa at the time for one reason, and I will say this.
Okay.
In terms of being politically someone that is smart, that understands the issues, and that will be appealing in terms of as a good public sector servant or a good public bureaucracy, a bureaucrat rather, Fala will beat him any day. How to call it? Masakwa will beat him any day, anytime.
Okay.
But Fala knew how to navigate his way through the system in the legislature in terms of knowing where to put money and other things. They will go after all the other money that is there. So he made sufficient use the same thing. So he spent more money, and that's the Liberian politics is pay to play.
Okay.
Fala is always successful in that realm because he can pay to play. And
right.
Then he get the reason why the U.S. governments at the time the then administration of Biden sanctioned, or the U.S. government sanctioned most of the officials. Not only that, but Prince Johnson also. Prince Johnson was sanctioned for Prince Johnson and that of Prince Johnson and that of Quickly and that of Barney Sherman. All those guys were sanctioned for certain reasons. So yes, go ahead. But the reason why he defeated.
No, I was going to say, and the point you're making is also valid. Somehow, Fala managed to avoid being sanctioned. And again, I think it speaks to the dexterity of his, of his style.
The reason why he didn't get quickly, the reason why he didn't get sanctioned, because at the time he was not ready to see himself doing things openly.
Correct. Correct.
And let me say this.
The man he was a cat now, you were wiping him up.
Yeah. At the time, everything he was doing, you're just getting it in quietly put in places, probably doing things you hear all this university, the top of school, all they're doing quietly being done, right?
Right.
And those that were in the picture at the time doing things, there are some people that were just very open doing things, and the information that went and they put use those things to sanction them. Right? So now that he's open about it, the nimble thing he built headquarters in less than 1 month. Right?
Correct.
He came here in the UAE, he had a massive show of strength.
Okay.
Exhibiting money all over the place. He went to Canada, he's there doing the same. That he will go there, place that he in Lofa, he come there, another limbo headquarters that will cost almost 200,000 too.
Yeah.
It's a
very big place.
This way.
I think they have about a 5 or 6 yellow machine parking there already.
He's coming to tell the UP boys, you guys shut up and sit down.
Yes.
My man.
Right?
Okay.
He made the comments.
So he gotta be a little mouse.
He made the comments right. I think in fact he talked about the internal disrespect. This is his own word. These are his own words I'm using. He's coming in, he's aggrieved. He believed that some of the guys have not paid their dues. Again, you say he was taking shots at other ministers, and I believe you're right. People like maybe Minister Garguah and others. But the point out, to go back to Clarence, I understand your point with Clarence, but Clarence and Fala competed at the time. They were almost both at the same level, and Fala beat him. Now Clarence has actually has regressed. He's not in the house anymore. Fala is still in the house. I think that has reinforced it. Then also, Fala is close to the president. The president has now publicly endorsed, I don't believe, any of his heir apparents like he has endorsed Fala.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is openly fraternizing with Fala, in the Nemo program. So Fala feels the proximity alone to the president. What is making him feel emboldened now to throw past shot at all these other guys? Because he's in the president's corner.
Yeah,
and I don't think the president
endorsing.
I haven't seen the president so publicly endorse, like say Minister Garguah, like he has Deputy Speaker Fala. And I think it was Tomalin who said that, or maybe Yusuf said that it's within the president's purview to navigate this, to direct this ship. And the president he's not actively vocal, but you can, our people say actions speak louder. You can see that the president is with Speaker Fala. This is why Speaker Fala is boldly attacking some of the people who see themselves as the front runners to replace the president in the event he doesn't run. And he has made it clear he is with the vice president. So,
you read about that. Probably. Yes, what I was saying. I know I've been around Liberian politics. It's obvious that the old man is telling him go and fire.
Yeah.
They're having kind of conversation here. Okay, saying when you go start something,
some of the things he's saying, the president has said that before, right?
Yeah,
you should worry about this government now. If you want to worry about the next government, then you should get out. The president has said that.
Yeah. So when the senators are they having good time, nephew and uncle time.
Exactly.
When they're breaking the quota knot.
but I'm happy the way you guys all come about the very thing.
What is it?
This young man, the young man has read you the whole.
Johnny, 1 minute. I learned the thing from Mr. Taylor, right? Most of the Taylor boys will learn from Taylor when they go sit down with Taylor in the evening. Now, when Taylor won't fire somebody, he will not fire himself. He'll call your boys, you'll have the conversation, they will hear him saying it. When they know the people not happy with Johnny, then all they will come after Johnny. Then they will be firing. When you hear them firing and Johnny not me, Taylor not happy with you.
He's not happy with you.
He's not happy with you. All your boss are firing you. You better learn to change your way. So that's it. And how African you can behave. So the old man probably is channeling the to his nephew. He said, nephew, those stupid people that say you know party, it's not party in 1 year. But maybe I want to prepare you. Maybe it didn't even about behave good. So it was all wrong.
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
but the old man is digging his own pit to that damage his party if it is true that he's behind these things, because there's going to be a massive problem. Listen, I know very well that at the end of the day, there are going to be some repercussions.
No, there'll be major implosions. I agree with you.
Yeah,
yeah.
If the implosion have not happened, it's going to be more than it's going to be a very dangerous.
It's going to be a major, yeah. You know what I mean,
that's going to be now. It's going to come from two angles. It's going to be a political problem they're going to face during the elections, and they may also face some serious international and bilateral problem with some international partners. I wouldn't be surprised. Between now, we may not know when. Now, if it is not this administration that will say, okay, we got more domestic problem home we need to fix, and other things that are very critical towards the current administration because they worry about this November, it may just be after 2028 elections. And that
look at this. Look at this, Sylvester. Look at this, right?
Yeah.
The UP people had a whole nationwide campaign to build headquarters, right? How long did it take Speaker Fofana to build Nemo headquarters?
1 month.
Okay.
Exactly.
But you see, I know. I'm happy that you guys are all coming back to the very thing I raised from the beginning.
He didn't just build the headquarters. The woman went and opened the headquarters again. He could have.
Of course.
That's a vow.
He's basking in the ambience of JNB.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm happy with you guys because you see, the old man flew from Foya after they had this program, came to Monrovia straight to that occasion, to endorse or for the inauguration of the Nebo headquarters. And the next thing we're doing is, as soon as the LOFA is completed, he'll be going there to go make sure that LOFA is also open. By next year, Nebo headquarters will be open in Nimba. By next year, we'll have a headquarters open in Nimba by next year. So the likelihood is like preparing to have Kun and Fala going on the ticket, on the Unity Party ticket 2029.
You're correct.
I know some things that I will not stop because it will not appear good on the platform. But in private, I can tell you some things regarding the way our people think in the system right now. So if you put it into any logical frame, let's begin to analyze it. The possibility of Kun and Fala going on a ticket, possibility of Kun and Masakwe, Kun, Clarence, Masakwe, Kun, Garguah, or who else from Lofa, because we want to keep that Lofa-Nimba relationship, or the possibility of Kun and Bon County, Prince Moy. You put all of that inside discussing and see how the way things are moving. But by next year, before April or May, they will be opening the Nimba office in Nimba. They'll have same thing in Kakata.
But you're right, Johnny. This is. I mean, Mr. Pewee basically he laid the first break with my pay.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I'm saying literally he laid the first break by his recent appearance on the talk show. Basically, that's why he was telegraphing to us that now Nemo is ready to take seat in Nimba.
Okay. So anyway, that's Liberia for us.
You know, it's been a great show with you guys. You know,
Johnny wrap or close up, then number of close quick, and then we call it a day.
Yeah, man. Thank you, people. Thank you for the great moderation. Tomalin, and the people that came in left. My brother Robert Garguah. Let me appreciate all our viewers.
No, man, Robert, he can tease us here with Myean and Peabody.
Yeah,
that's good, man. That's good.
Robert say he's skinny. When you know about trying because he's skinny. He got something. He got iron in his body. He got boom. You know. But anyway, thank you, man. Thank you, Pewee. Thank you, guys, all everybody, and we hope to see you tomorrow. And make sure that bring people ourselves. We should not forget the president must ensure that the drug issue is brought to a logical conclusion. We need to know the actual actors and shakers and movers of the drug issue. We should not let our country name go into history as a narco state. And to do that is to be very robust about this issue. So, Pewee, thank you, Tomalin and Mr. Nagbe, thank you all. And let's see tomorrow and continue our discussion.
Mr. J. Victor Nagbe.
Yeah, thank you too, Johnny and Sylvester, Chief Tomalin, and also Robert. I think Dr. Peabody was here. You know, I agree. I think the drug issue, you know, hopefully, our people will figure a way out of this. But I think they're in a bind. I think we've all expressed that. The act has happened. They cannot undo it. But how now to protect their people and still solve it? I think that is their dilemma. But, the people are running out of patience. I just wanted to quickly talk about what happened over the weekend in Grand Jude. I know we'll probably talk about it tomorrow, but Musa was telling us yesterday that it was a very good gathering. It was an opportunity for them to have a frank conversation among themselves as opposition leaders. The statement that we made as a CMC, we followed that today with a written statement. We welcome the idea of a coalition, but we cannot do it the same way we've done it before. I mean, the CPP is still fresh on our minds. We know how that happened. So we welcome the concept. We just want to make sure we lay down the foundation, the ground rules that will govern us. It can't just be for the sake of attaining power. We have to put in place the framework that we'll all be committed to. And yes, we remember the framework and the fingering and all of that. We understand all of that. But it was a good gathering from our reporting. And hopefully they'll do it again soon. But thank you all very much. It'll be a great show. You're muted, Sylvester. We can't hear you.
Judge, close out quickly, please.
Yeah. So, but Mr. Nagbe, the CMC, you guys are. My understanding is that you guys are pushing for. You're pushing that the coalition. It won't just be like the past coalition. You will have to. The person have to really earn who will be the head of the coalition. You will come to that point, but you will come there, making sure that they have a consensus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But anyway, look, the issue about our country right now, I know that the fact of the matter that the opposition parties, the main parties, that they met in Grand Jude, and I see for the fact that the ruling party were attacking them, it shows that I think there's some level of uneasiness, because if you had no problem, you won't attack them, you just ignore them, but they attack them throughout. And then the thing about it, the various leaders gave powerful remarks, and I went after the ruling establishment, and take it or leave it. If I was in the ruling establishment, I would be worried that we seem to be getting isolated every day. I don't think people really happy with us, and we're getting isolated. Okay, and the coalition that brought us to power, do we still have a coalition? John Malu is not there. Amakana is not there. All the people that brought you to power, you're abandoning them. Okay, and so now it's troubling though, and it should worry them. And then they have their own division. They have a division among themselves. So and we're gonna see more. We're gonna see more. And as the time goes by, you see problems coming. They're gonna split. People are gonna start fighting because the president will fire you. He'll do some cabinet reshuffle. It will affect some people, and they're gonna respond. So let's watch and see what happens. And then as I end, the new progressive movement cameo, the new pro movement cameo. Ha, y'all get ready? Ha.
Thank you.
Y'all come, we here. We got top skill. We here.
Thank you. We'll be coming with some major announcement this week. Hopefully before the end of this week about massive recalibrations, and that will be meant to begin to put into place some active. You see, listen, we can't sit because we don't have the money. As Johnny said, other people are spending the money. We don't have the money to spend, but we can use our ideological tool to transform the society.
I think any way we can strengthen the opposition, I think it's welcome.
Yes.
I think we need a robust opposition. Yeah, eventually we'll figure out, how we will align ourselves. We're not going to all of us belong to the same block. There might be maybe 2 or 3 blocks, but we need a coming together. There are too many of us in the field, so we need a coming together. I think there's more strength in that kind of union. So we welcome the new progressive. We're looking forward to the pronouncement.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good night.
Good night, man. Thank you.
Disappointment. Now the vice president often tell me since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? 0. Every appointment in Nima County was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother to implement it. You will bypass me and do different things. I better keep it. I don't talk on it.
Now you can see us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
The good person in our whole United Party, that President Bwaka. You want to say that again? The only person that appreciate good among all the United Party for that President Bwaka. The rest are ungrateful. Right? They use you and dumb you. But President Bwaka, if all of them were thinking the President Bwaka and behaving the President Bwaka, United Party will have another chance in 2029. Just for now, they do not regard people that help them.
Our soldiers were executed on this party ground. 2 at the back and 1 right at the headquarters. The man who shot and killed our people today is a darling boy in the Liberian National Police. They brought him back to shoot more guns. Get ready to shoot. Because we challenge the status quo appropriately. Come on, Liberia. Inform them, violence or any student because of the action. It will be the day the entire Garguah administration will cut down. We will massively violate the students in this country and we'll shut down the Garguah administration. The day that happens, we have the capability to do so. And if they think this renovation project is a joke, let them try it. The fall of the Garguah administration begins with this. If they think they will tumble on any student leader in this country or at the university like Liberia and water war in Peabody, while our children saving opponents and lottery in the Western world, while we are subjected to agile power and bad learning conditions here, and the thing will say.
In the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on the major road in this country. And I mean it.
You say you are loud?
It's going down. First floor. There you have it.
That led to decades of war still run deep. But so too does the longing for reconciliation. A reconciliation defined not by political bargaining or by an artificial balance of power by tribe, region, religion, or ethnicity, but by the equality of opportunity and a better future for all Liberians.
Bola can lie, the government, all the ministers in the government, they can lie. They don't put all hustle, they put a hustle, they lie. Everything they say, they never say the truth.
Today, the supporters of His Excellency Joseph Boakai presents him as a poor man from Lofa and aside that he will understand the plight of the poor people. Fellow Liberians, do not be fooled. Vice President Boakai is not poor like you, not even as me. As Vice President, his office received more money from the government budget than any other Vice President has received in Liberia's history. He has enjoyed some of the best and most lucrative government jobs.
First of all, there's this, what I call sort of vicious lie about the fact that Mr. Pewee is gay or bring gay lifestyle to Liberia. It's complete bullshit. When people can accuse you of stealing people's money, when they can accuse you of being involved in war, anything, people don't make up stuff. They don't make up shit. Excuse my language, right? So it's complete nonsense. I'm married, 8 Teresa, 2 children, 5 grandchildren. I believe in traditional family values, so it's complete bullshit, complete nonsense.
Jamaican, young man, vice president, young man that are vice president, the major stole 500,000. I mean, Jamaican, the major went to I forget that Jamaican. The majors went to Ghana, the fit, and they may bring it all company in the country. I mean, Kun can reach yourself. Kun man, you know, Kun, but I want to sophisticated, quiet, hardcore rule in Liberia. But Liberia,
when 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded outwards, all men on board.
Everywhere there is no school, I will put school. And everywhere there is school and school in bad condition, I will renovate it. I told them, towns and villages, everywhere you will have lights in a town for children to play and people to see. I told them, every town will have safe drinking water.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The government that capital road, small there road, B road, all kinds of I think the reason Joseph Boakai will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Your league Costa, God know how to pay people. It's just simple. Costa that accused everybody but himself. Everybody, Joe, we are we join, we kill we are. He came to the Baka still living. Joe, we are one. No, you leave my brother. He made me senator. He almost made Joseph Baka president until he screwed up. We gave God the glory. Yeah. Well, Baka, when he screwed, he said, oh, we don't want to make sure we will fought for him to be reconciled with the president. And then the people who fought for him. Look, you leave Costa, you come. And Costa was in a podcast, he said, they don't been calling me. Okay. The time you were calling me for me to kind of Bwaga, did I put it on radio? That immaturity to do what you're talking about.
And I guarantee you, when we finish, there will not be a winner or the loser. Today we all wear the jersey of Liberia, and the victory belongs to the people, to the peace, and to our democracy. As we begin to build upon the foundation of this new Liberia, I, George Seleke Kromah, the new president, will first give thanks and praises to the Almighty God for the blessing He has bestowed upon our country. And I say, my people, thank you,
We elected on 85 irresponsible men what happened to the country. We elected on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.